right now.
Might as well.
We don't need Terrell. I don't know if he's coming.
I thought Terrell's here.
No. Yeah, who? Who the fuck's that? All right, I think we're live. I think we're live here. What up, everybody?
Oh,
Says we're live. We don't know where Terrell is. It's still 2 minutes before we usually, the starting time. But what the hell? Figure we start. Let some people get in here. We're gonna be bashing some EA, some FIFA, and I don't really have anything other than the questions. I definitely want to get to all of them today. There's some good ones, and then anything else that comes up. We seem to be hitting a pretty good streak here. I think 3 podcasts in a row of just like having great discussions, and so yeah, we can hopefully keep it going. And yeah, now Terrell's here. We can officially start, even though we've been live for a minute. But what's up, Terrell?
Hey, what's up?
Didn't check out your last stream. I seen you're still playing Resident Evil 2. Still enjoying it?
Yeah, apparently people are like, I need to go back. I'm from what people said, I'm like towards the end of Leon's campaign. I'm fighting, I think it's called a Fury. The thing with like, it's I don't know how to describe it. I just got out of the lab and then I found the girl that I was looking for, and the monster brought down and we had to fight him. But people were saying, "Oh, you don't have the flamethrower and you don't have the mag, so I need to go back and do that." Because
the flamethrower is really handy for those plant creatures.
Yeah, see, I already got through all that section. It's literally just that boss that I tried to do with just the shotgun and the pistol, because I never got the other 2 guns you could get. So I actually had to. They were like, "Yeah, you need to just go back and get the other guns." So I got to do that.
It's hard for me to jump in, like, and discuss this with you, because I'm not quite sure how much has changed. I know that they're trying to stay close to it, but they have changed some stuff, so it's difficult.
Yeah, I didn't play the first campaign, so I don't know. I'm trying to remember what. There was a boss. Yeah, there was a boss.
It's like after you do all the plant stuff and you get the chips for the bracelet to get further into the facility, you run into the woman who technically caused everything, and then the monster.
And you fall down or you go down. Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's a pain in the ass. There's a lot of ammo and stuff all over, but
no, I did that. And people in the stream will show it. I died a lot to him. People were like, either you try it. So I told him, I said, I'll try it a few more times with that. If not, I got to go back and get the better guns.
Yeah, that was kind of a pain, because I mean, your mobility sucks. The final boss for Claire was even worse, because it was so fast, and it's like there's nothing you can do. You can't get out of the way.
Dude, that's the most annoying things. I'm like, at least give me a dodge roll or
sidestep something.
Yeah, you don't have shit, and I'm just like, fuck. So I just have to deal with it. So it's infuriating.
All right, well, now that everybody's here, I think we can start trashing EA right away. So
the
FIFA 20, the Legacy Edition. It's been reviewed by 5 reviewers. Nintendo Life's one of them, and it's got a 44 average. And the user scores are, the game isn't even out yet, so they're just based on what they know about the fact that this is a legacy version, and it's still full price. And it's like, what the hell was EA thinking? They do the legacy editions for old consoles that are, like 360 and PS3 would get the legacy edition. Like this year, I don't know if they have one this year, but last year or the year before, they put out a legacy edition for the old consoles. I don't know if they were full price for those or not, but they tried to just basically they just did roster changes. I don't know if there's any new players or anything, and put out FIFA 20 for $60 full, and it's FIFA 19 with roster changes. A simple update could have done that for FIFA 19. So they're expecting in year 3, their third game released. The Switch is probably right around getting close to 40 million user base, and they think this is the time to really go cheap on this and just put out basically last year's game again, with no improvements, no changes.
Cheap, I think at this point, this is like EA going all out.
No, I thought.
That's pretty sad.
I thought by this point, they'd be adding stuff to get it closer to the other versions, not.
No, I wouldn't have thought that at all. They've done this with the Wii, if you remember. Came up with they released another version on the Wii, and then people did the comparisons, and I think all they changed was a cover on the game, and then even the advertisement and the signs and everything were all
Really?
the same in the next version. It's fucking
Was
horrendous.
that what? I mean, was that like when the Wii was at its peak, or when it's on its
Yeah,
downside?
of course. Yeah, no. It was when the Wii was, I mean, the Wii essentially was, I suppose you could argue it was always, in a peak until the very end. But sales wise, and the numbers are there to still try to push a new copy of FIFA, but they don't give a shit. We know this. They're cheap as fuck.
Let's look at
Rufus,
some of the Wii.
come on, let's go home.
Kind of hate VG Charts has
Rufus.
audio.
But yeah, I was gonna say yeah, but EA,
Dude,
I think this is
did you get under
it's an
here?
easy way to make potentially a good amount of money without really having to do anything. It's like, from what I understand, the legacy thing is just like a minor update. It's not even. They were like, I don't want to try to refine the engine whatsoever.
I think it's literally just a roster change. I don't think they did anything to the game.
Which is weird. How you gonna charge me $6 for a roster change? How dare you? That's like getting. You know what that would be? That'd be like getting Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, and the next year get Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Legacy Edition, and all you do is add like another 10 characters.
The balls
$60.
on these motherfuckers. The balls.
Oh yeah, EA hasn't get. To be fair, I feel like it should be common knowledge now that EA ain't shit.
Yeah.
And I did y'all see the Metacritic where people were just review bombing
it.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's
yeah,
like
for
0.1
literally
or
every
something.
platform, yo.
It's a garbage ass EA is just a garbage ass company.
Because what I heard is also the career mode's pretty broken and shit. Like, there's a lot of stuff on the other platforms that are just as janky and bullshit than the Switch. And it's like, come on, dude.
I'm sure this is led by like the Switch people, which is cool to me because it's like you can't do this to such a popular platform and you get away with it. Like at this point, like there's so many people that are Switch fans, even people who aren't necessarily Nintendo fans that like to Switch a lot. To where it's like, no, we're not. This is what's been going on. It's almost like they finally figured out. It's like that Dave Chappelle joke when he's talking about like police brutality. He's like, apparently, honey, the police have been beating up Negroes like hotcakes.
Oh, that one.
And it's like you're just now finding out. It's like, oh wow.
Yeah, I'm looking at the.
Now they get it. Now they get what Nintendo fans have been saying for forever. Like this is how they've been treating this for a long time.
It only mattered when it happened to them.
Right. Now they care.
It looks like all the Wii ones, almost every one of them sold just like right around 1,800,000 to 1,000 to 1,000,000 every time. And so I mean that's pretty good sales for probably just repeating the same game every year.
I think EA's past the point where it's like, look, I already know y'all don't like me, but I'm gonna still make this money regardless.
Right.
And you still gonna buy it. So
but the thing is that mantra is starting to wear thin.
Yeah.
After stuff like what's that game they just released this year that's already like $10. Anthem and all
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
People have, I think people around the industry, gamers alike, are just starting to get fed up, and they're like, all right,
that's because they're also now ruining some of the most beloved companies that we had in gaming, and BioWare is an old ass company, man. They've made some of the best RPGs ever made.
Yep.
And and now it's in the face of it.
Shell.
People are just like, what the fuck is going on? And EA had a part of it, because BioWare had their issues and stuff, but EA is still a massive part of it. It's no denying that.
And the Dead Space team.
Dead Space,
Visceral, whatever
Dead Space was huge, and they messed up the third game, with their EA antics.
Yeah, they tried to force it like a co-op bullshit.
Dead Space 1 and 2, the first Dead Space is phenomenal. I think it's a must-play survival horror game. It's really fucking good. The second one is still good, had a few issues, but it's still a good game. I didn't even touch the third one.
I did the same. I played the first one 3 times straight through in succession.
Yeah, that ship, that Ishimura. It's like Aliens, man. That the atmosphere, they just nailed it. It's such a good game.
One of the best uses of surround sound and it's probably one of my. I'd have to really think, but it's definitely my top 10 for 7th gen games.
Yeah, it was a really good fucking game.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's not surprising, but it's also from a business standpoint, it seems kind of like EA, what the fuck you doing? Like, it looks like the last game sold about 800,000 on Switch, and you think you want to build upon that and just, take the next step, and no, we're gonna go backwards. I bet all they literally do, they take the same code, they just change the menu to 20. I know they got busted with Madden or something. Some of the background banners.
No, you're talking about NBA. NBA did that.
No, Madden did it too.
It was bad.
Was
It
Madden
said
too?
19 in a banner in the
that's what-
background of a stadium. Somebody
okay.
missed it. And it's like,
Imagine the developers working on these
pathetic.
games, man.
imagine that's the only game you work on. Like,
You know what that's like?
Yeah.
That's like finding a coffee cup in Game of Thrones. An episode of Game of Thrones. That's how
you say
pathetic
like
that
you say
is.
like she was saying like I don't know why they're doing it, as even from a business perspective, like it's gotten to the point where I literally hate them so much. I couldn't give a shit even from them looking at it from a business perspective. Just saying it makes sense to release games on the Switch. I honestly don't care what they do. I got
I
no
don't
interest.
really want their games on Switch. I'm just looking at it as somebody like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you do more?
What is there
But
that you actually care about?
even at why from them I just don't care. They're just an absolute joke to the industry now. I can't stand them.
I
Honestly,
think
can't
it's
stand them.
weird how at this point, because it's like 9 out of 10 games basically that EA is like fucking up and shit, and it reminds me of I think it's a quote from Bill Gates who said at some point I hired like the laziest guy to do the toughest job and shit because they'll do it fast and quick and shit, and it sounds like EA has like only those kinds of guys and shit. Like
I've never heard that before.
it's like because in the context of Bill Gates and shit, it's a really good quote, but when you think of EA, it sounds like they want to make. They don't even want to make a lot of money. They just want to make quick cash fast, and it's like they don't care anymore. And it's like they don't care that they don't care anymore. It's I can't believe that we have this discussion every time they're releasing a game. The podcast goes about the same thing again. It's like EA fucking this, but like they have to know at this point that they're fucking up royally with like almost every game they're releasing. They just don't care.
Maybe they're
They're
doing this.
conscious of it because that one guy came out. What was a couple months ago and was like, I just don't believe that we're this big evil company. I was like, what? I don't see it from my perspective. I'm like, well, your perspective must be from your asshole.
But you also know that
see
they don't care about video games anymore. Because even Anthem is not a game that EA and BioWare wanted to make. They're like, you can't imagine sitting there going, I really want to make this type of game, and stuff. Anthem was created for a market reason, for the money reason. How can we get money out of these? Yeah, how can we get money out of these people? Let's make a third-person space shooter with mech suits and all this stuff, right? And that was the action plan. It's not that they wanted to make that game. That type of game fitted the market, and they thought we can get money out of this. They'll manage to fuck it up,
Yeah, they saw the first Destiny, and they were like, that's probably when they started production of this. Anthem.
Yeah.
After they saw what Destiny did, the first one did.
According to VG charts, the Xbox One is the best-selling version of Anthem.
They need something to play.
I don't see the actual numbers though. It's just listed ahead of it. It's crazy. If that's true, that would be like one of the only multi-plats.
I was gonna say that's very rare.
What about like
know.
Battlefield? I feel like
I don't
they
know why.
Battlefield.
They
Maybe
don't have
because
the
it looks-
numbers, so maybe.
because it looks a bit like Halo in aesthetics, or
Remember when they
Yeah.
revealed that?
I like
though?
how we can't just give Xbox a W in this situation. It's like, well, maybe it looks like Halo a little bit.
No, literally trying to work on why
Maybe
it
that's the
would
reason.
sell better on the Xbox.
Oh, what's that? Looks like Master Chief over there. Oh, that's my design.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you can't hand the W to someone that bought Anthem more. You know what I mean? Like, it's like.
Well, that's true, but
There's
listen,
no way
you take
there.
what you can get, Robert. All right, times are tough out here.
That's more money.
Did
for
that come
Microsoft.
out this year?
Which one?
Anthem?
Early?
Yeah, early.
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, yeah.
It
Like
did? I thought it
February
was
or
last
March.
year. I thought it was last year.
Remember
and
how-
and that's how great of a game it was.
Yep,
Remember
that's
when
how
they first
forgotten it
teased
is.
it, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna see it at Microsoft's on the Xbox One X, you know, at 4K," and they showed this like ridiculously, like amazing looking sequence, which they got it, I guess, kind of
Oh,
close.
we got a super downgrade. No,
Yeah.
downgrade.
Downgrade.
They got downgraded.
They got downgraded big time, but I mean
Yeah.
they got the flying and everything was there in the game, and then people enjoyed the flying aspect. But
Yeah, it still looked like a cool. I mean, it still looks like a visually beautiful game. That's people, talk about downgrades and stuff. Even when they are downgraded, they still look really good. They just don't look as good as they were bullshotting. That's all.
so yeah, that's just I don't know, fucking EA. What's the last like great game they published?
The last great game.
The last great game by
I think
EA
the last.
published.
Are we including the indie titles?
Dragon Age.
I
I don't
like
know.
the
For
original.
me, it was Mass Effect 2, for sure.
Wow, that far back, huh?
Actually, that sounds pretty fair. I think that's pretty much.
I'm not disputing it.
I mean, Mass Effect. I mean, from what I heard, Mass Effect 3 wasn't terrible. It was the ending that kind of ruined that game. But
I thought Dragon Age Inquisition was pretty good.
The silence
Mass
just
Effect 3
question
got
create.
just. I know. Mass Effect 3 got all EA'd again. It was
that's an action now. That's a verb. It's a verb. Man, you got EA'd again. Damn.
I reckon I completed Mass Effect 1 and 2 10 times each. I'm not even exaggerating about that. Mass Effect 1, Mass Effect 3, I completed once, and I never went back.
I mean, what I'll say is I do like their originals, yo. I like Unravel and
Yeah, we're not giving them
But that's
kind
not them though.
They don't
It's-
deserve that credit,
yeah.
Robert. How dare
Yeah,
you?
like they
True,
brought
true.
those guys when they already finished the game.
Yeah, the game was finished. They couldn't screw it up at that point. So.
Their name is just on the box.
Well, remember what they did to Burnout as well. Burnout 2
Oh,
was
Burnout.
amazing.
I don't want. Hey, man. Don't
Let's
talk
bring up
about
Burnout
me.
3. Let's get rid of everything you love and just add all this flashes flames, and all this
bullshit.
shit on your screen. Take away just the
I
pure
love,
joy of like barely missing.
Ironically enough,
cars.
that burnt me out on Burnout.
Burnout 2 to me was like a real. It was like a great indie game. It just felt like these guys. Who was it? Who was the developer? Starts with a C. Criterion, right?
Criterion, sorry.
It just was a great kind of under the radar kind of racing game.
I have it on the GameCube too.
I have it in GameCube too, and I love the hell out of that game. And then they just they overflashed
They
it
EA'd
on
it.
3. They EA. I'm gonna start using that when I play basketball. I'm like, shoot on somebody. You just got EA'd on, son.
Oh,
I'll say,
God.
I'll say Titanfall 2. That was 2016.
Yeah, I mean, it's-
To be fair, I heard that
That's
was
true.
a good game. It
Titanfall
just,
That
2
was,
actually
I mean,
great.
but to be fair, that was 3 years ago.
yeah,
Was
but
it?
I heard it was a good game. It just didn't sell well for nothing.
Yeah.
I had
mean,
that
So
game
it got
on
EA'd.
PC,
EA'd itself.
I've enjoyed what I've played of it, but I can play it in like half-hour increments.
I
Well,
still
but
haven't played it.
that's why I'm
I
looking
couldn't.
forward to Star Wars, yo. Because to be fair, it's Respawn. It's the same guys.
Yeah,
I
know.
got addicted to that.
T,
campaign
didn't
for
you
that
play
game.
that as well, Titanfall 2? I'm sure you were playing that.
Yeah, I love that game. I
Yeah.
forgot. I got
I
addicted to
loved
that.
I love Burnout Paradise. I thought Burnout Paradise
I
is
didn't
fucking
play
great.
that
I
one.
really enjoyed that. Yeah, it's really
But
good.
is there a game that EA themselves work on? Like I don't even know. Like is there like because I know they
I
buy
haven't,
studios.
I haven't touched an EA made game. I think the last one might have been Mirror's. Well, no, Mirror's Edge, maybe.
That would have been. That's probably one of the latest.
But they were going back to oh no, because even Dead Space wasn't EA made. Was it?
Mirror's Edge 2.
Well, is Mirror's Edge 2 EA? Like EA developed it?
I
don't
didn't
think
touch
they
it. That had
Let
microtransactions as well.
me
What
look.
Mirror's
How
Edge?
do you
Shadow?
do that for a parkour
And Mirror's
game?
Edge, yeah.
How do you do that for a parkour game? A first-person
To
parkour
be honest,
game?
I actually
The EA
bought that
that's
game and I bought that game and beat it, but I don't remember any microtransactions. To be honest, I don't remember
No,
that.
you
It
don't
probably.
have to
I've thought it had like
partake.
DLC maybe.
Oh yeah,
Mirror's
it's
Edge-
developed by EA Dice. Okay, but
Mirror's
I
Edge
like that game
Catalyst,
though.
right?
Yeah,
Catalyst.
I like that game though. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I'm looking on here. It's Dice.
This is some dicey shit, yo.
And I mean, just look at the Battlefield games were beloved, and then EA's just like, yeah, we want this game to look better. use this new engine, hype it up, and get people
And
excited
just
about the
play like Call
visuals.
of Duty. Yeah, that's it.
And then they're like, oh, but on the systems that are out right now, it's going to play 30 frames per second if you're lucky, and not be that, that good, and not be anywhere near as good as the previous gen versions. Like the I don't know, Bad Company 2, that might have been the Xbox 360 generation.
Yeah.
Everybody that was a
Yeah.
fan of that game is still hoping that the next Battlefield game will somehow capture that. And
Oh yeah, Joe, I remember that as well. And with Visual Red in the chats, remember that guy who was laughing at the Switch when they mentioned Titanfall 2 and stuff. Fucking
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that
was
shows the
before the
mentality
Switch.
of those guys, man.
that was before the Switch even came out, and he didn't even know exactly what the Switch was. He just saw that it was a portable system.
Yeah, and saw the Nintendo name and just said, "Fuck
But
it."
still, even still, you got to be a professional.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
who took the
They
L in the
don't
long run
business.
anyway?
Yeah, right. He took the L.
Well, I don't know. They had a pretty good. They did pretty good with the Apex Legend. Was like one of
Yeah.
the top games.
Is that?
We're just
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
it's
the game
Respawn.
itself,
Yep,
though.
yep.
And now they got a Star Wars game. So
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm talking about these EA games, even Titanfall 2, which I loved. You think I bought that?
what was it? I
Nope.
paid like $5 for it.
Yeah. I paid
That's what I'm saying.
exactly.
EA
I paid
themselves,
$5.70.
EA themselves doesn't even make like that many games. I feel like. I guess they do all the sports shit. I'm guessing, right? And that's it. That's really it.
Yeah, and they,
I don't know if they even develop any. Do they even have development studios like
That's what I'm
EA
saying.
development studio?
I feel like they just make money off of companies. That's all EA
Yeah.
is.
I think they just swallow up companies and
If they're like
publish
Disney,
games.
they just can't
Yeah.
come up with anything. I mean, I do like they support some of those indie games and give them, fund them, and they ask for none of the profits. That's good stuff. The
Yeah,
reason,
but that's cover our asses type of
Yeah.
stuff. It's to make themselves look good. I don't buy into that they actually care.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind Sea of Solitude that came out a few months ago.
it wasn't great though.
No, it wasn't great, but I still appreciated it.
That was by the people who made. That was by the makers of Rhyme, wasn't it?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm not too sure.
I'm trying to think of the last game.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks.
I think Dead Space 2 was the last game I bought that EA published.
Yeah. The last one I bought brand new was Mass Effect 2 for sure. That was the last one I.
Oh yeah,
EA
that's probably me.
EA game.
No, I bought
Yeah.
Mass Effect 3. I did buy 3.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, Mass Effect 3. One
On
time.
the
Oh, yeah.
Wii U.
Of course. Yeah, of course.
That was the
you
last one I bought new.
savage. I heard.
Fuck outta here.
I forgot about that. The Mass Effect on Wii U. I was like, you're funny.
Oh, the joke as well. Man.
Now it was funny because they
At that
put out
time.
the
Trilogy.
stupid they put
Yeah,
the
they
trilogy
put the
out the
trilogy,
same
yeah.
year, and we're just like,
For the same cost.
all right,
Bastards.
thanks EA,
Yeah,
thanks EA, we
bastards.
appreciate it.
That's
And,
ridiculous.
and they get mad by
Slap
they're
to the
not
face.
selling. I'm like, are you serious?
And they
Why
didn't
aren't
put all the.
Nintendo fans buying this shit?
I don't think they
What's
put all
going
the
on?
DLC in the Wii U version either.
Nope,
No,
they
never.
did not.
No.
Nope.
All right,
I mean-
so
We get fucked every way from Sunday. It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna go through.
No
we
condom.
got 2 trivia questions.
Yeah, got me pregnant. In
We'll
this
get away
bitch.
from EA for a little bit here.
Good.
So, which of these games was not a launch title for the U.S. release of the GameCube? So I had Pikmin, Wave Race Blue Storm, Luigi's Mansion, and Super Monkey Ball. Robert, what's your answer? What one wasn't a launch title?
EC.
I'm gonna say Pikmin because I only remember Luigi's Mansion as a launch title for Nintendo, so that's what I think.
But what about the other games?
Well,
You
Wave
remember
Race
any
is
of
a
those?
first party.
Why you gonna call this man
Yeah.
out?
I don't, dude. I wasn't even like playing, so I don't know.
All right,
Yeah,
Terrell,
but leave this
wasn't
man
even
alone.
born.
Y'all
It's
dirty.
Nintendo
What's the
NST,
ball?
or back when they had an ST. I don't know.
Terrell, what do you think?
I'm trying to remember what I voted. I don't remember what I voted. I want to say I probably chose Pikmin.
Well,
I think that's what I chose.
61% guessed Pikmin or answered Pikmin.
I think that's what I picked was Pikmin.
And Wave Race Blue Storm got 18%. Luigi's Mansion, somebody voted for it, had 7%, and Super Monkey Ball had 14.
Yeah, I did vote for Pikmin. Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of an easy one,
That was super easy.
but it came out just a month or so after. It
It
wasn't
was,
that?
yeah, it was like December. I want to say like.
Yeah, it was
18.
December.
Okay. Oh, so Wave Race came out the same day too. Obviously, that means a launch.
Yeah, Wave
title.
Race was launched.
Yeah.
Title.
Okay.
And I
Well,
never bought, for some reason, I just didn't. I wasn't confident I didn't buy it at launch, and then I rented it, and I was glad I didn't buy it.
I bought it. I was
Savage.
I didn't buy any Nintendo first party. I bought a Madden 2002
Oh, so you're brother
or 3. I bought Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader, and then Super Monkey Ball. Those are my 3 day ones.
You know what game I got today? No joke. Super Monkey Ball, yo.
You didn't get Ouija?
No,
What?
beat that in a couple hours on a rental, and I was good.
Damn.
Oh, lucky you.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Going to
Full 60 on that bitch.
going back to me and Galactic's little conversation earlier. I've just never been like sucked into like short types of like for a home console game that I'm paying full price for. I've always wanted something a little more meaty, and anytime something just feels like, hey, it's a short little thing, you can replay it type of experience. And
How did you know?
I was a little concerned by the previews and stuff, and then I just rented it because I was like, all right, I'll try it. And either I rented it or my buddy had it and he let me borrow. I can't remember specifically, but I was like,
What age did this start?
I'd say the Dreamcast era really hit it home for me.
Right.
But I didn't buy it like the Super NES. I didn't have any other than, well, my buddy had Star Fox. I didn't have any other than Street Fighter 2 that would be even close to be calling an arcade, that I could say it's an arcade type game. Everything else was like more long form adventure style games, and I've always kind of leaned away from the shorter arcadey type experiences if I'm going to go out and buy a game, because I had to buy most of my games myself, and they had to last me for months before the next one. So I think that's where it started, when I had to mow the lawn. Probably took me 2 months to get enough money to buy a Super NES game. And, and the summer didn't last that long, so I could maybe buy a couple games a year. And I was like, I got burned with some arcadey ones. I'm like, man, I'm beat it a few times, and I'm like, I'm done. Like, I need something more.
Some
So
more weight on it. Yeah.
So I felt Luigi's Mansion kind of fit in that category for me. So I was glad I never bought it. And
I was buying everything. I was excited. I was like the only one who was excited. Nobody else cared about GameCube.
Well, then back then there was only one way to pre-order, and that was to do bundles.
Yeah.
You had to buy 3 games.
You had to have a bundle, yeah.
An extra controller, which when I went to pick it up, I'm like, this is a Mad Catz. Like, what the fuck? I ain't paid for no Mad Catz.
Trash.
And it didn't say it anywhere. It just said GameCube controller. It didn't say anything about being Mad Catz or anything. And they gave me an official one because I put up a stink. I'm like, yeah, dude. I was like, this is crap. I was like, I didn't want this. I was like, I'll return the whole thing. And he's like, well, we'll switch it out for official one. And he didn't charge me any extra, so
you better, bitch.
I still remember I was walking out. We didn't back then. The only GameStop, was in the mall. There's 2 more. The mall one that might even be closed now.
Was it GameSpot?
GameStop. Sorry, I meant.
Oh no, I meant that's what I meant.
Might have been EV Games back then.
Yeah, it was Electronic Boutique for me. That's for sure.
But there was only the one in the mall. So here I am. I think I was 20, almost 23, and I come out, and there's my brother's like drinking buddy, and he's a little bit of he was older than me. What you got there? And I was like, I got the new Nintendo GameCube. And he's looking at me like, what? You serious? Like, you still buying video games, like type of thing? Yeah. And that was
savage.
That was when I was walking to my car from the mall. Like that kind of summed up the entire GameCube.
Gaming, everybody games. It's a big thing, but it was still a stigma back then. It's like, yo, grown ass playing video games. Get your big ass out of here playing.
I was working in retail at that time. Well, what I will say about the bundles, because we used to bundle the third party controllers as well. The only reason that we put them with the bundles was just because it was to keep the price of the console bundle down as low as possible while making it as attractive as possible. It wasn't that we wanted to try. We would have happily sold the official controllers, but those are always more expensive and made the console bundles more expensive, and people would and out a bit more. But if you could just chuck an extra controller in and have an attractive game or two, then you're more likely to sell the console bundle, which is what we've done.
Yeah, I think the bundle total came to $400. GameCube's $250 games, so that's $350. Memory card, and
because
then
even when I was selling the Wii, I used to be scared because they'd come in, they'd want a Wii, they're like, yeah, I want to play my whole family. What do I need now? You're like, oh shit, man, what do I try selling now? Extra Wii remotes? Do they need nunchucks as well? Oh, just after one nunchuck, you all have to share. Just because the price kept on going up, and you can see them going, holy shit, this is getting so much more expensive. So
because it's $60 with a nunchuck and a Wii remote together.
Yeah, expensive shit back then.
I knew
man.
that was a thing, but I didn't have to sweat that because I was working at Wally Mart back then. Wally Mart, so I got my 10% discount. So I was feeling pretty good about that, walking out with but there was no fuss. There was like, it was like your Dreamcast experience. I think you said there were.
Nobody
did you say there was nobody around?
And they didn't even have them out. They had to go check them back because they weren't even aware.
This is Nintendo. This is a huge launch, guys. This is Nintendo console, the only one launched that year, and Nintendo finally going with the discs. This is big, and nobody.
Well, the Xbox came out at the same time, like a couple days before.
Oh, that's right. It was. Yeah, it was. That's another.
That
thing
split.
That
That really split the.
That split it.
The sales.
Yeah.
I think.
How could I forget that?
I think without the Xbox, just GameCube versus PlayStation 2, I think the GameCube would have.
It probably would have hit 45, 50 million, maybe.
So, I asked another trivia question based kind of around that, not specifically the GameCube, but that generation. Let's get to some questions from the Discord, then I'll go back to that because we had some leftovers from last week, and we had some pretty good questions. And then if anything,
so eating sweets also.
Yeah, somebody's getting their candy wrapper out or something.
Damn, y'all can hear that shit.
I was trying to be quiet. T's over there rolling a blunt, not telling no lie.
It's my Swisher Sweet, son.
All right, so
I'm about to fire it up.
Nomad asks, what feature, be it an item, mechanic, or location, needs to be implemented into Breath of the Wild 2 to improve upon the original? I think we had a similar question before on this.
Yeah, we did. I think most of us were like unanimous. Well, I know, like me and Retro were just. I say Retro. I answered him for him. Mine was always underwater.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. Let's get us over with. Underwater swimming.
Yeah,
and caves.
Caves.
I need exploration that is just not on the land.
Yeah, I would love to.
We're gonna get it this time, man.
I would rather have underwater exploration, swimming and stuff, and be able to experience, that world and that art style underwater. I'd rather have that than just like standard dungeon progression stuff, where it's like a standard dungeon.
I think they just ran out of time, didn't they? It's everything's rendered under the water, as we saw, and
thank you.
All the fish and everything. I think they just ran out of time.
I'd love to see like a underwater city. The Zoros kind of have their little domain above water, but there's got to be a city underwater, out in the ocean somewhere.
Yep.
But Breath of the Wild 2 is just it's infinite, the things they could do. So it's really just we'll have to wait and see what Nintendo decides.
Bring back the Minish people. Bring that back.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I think I said on Twitter that I think with Breath of the Wild 2, it's gonna make the first game look like a fucking science experiment. I think they're just gonna nail everything that they wanted to nail, and I think it's just gonna be crazy. So suck our lives away.
Because let's just hope that they really won't let the game be held back. Because the main reason is that it's technically not a Switch game, it's a Wii U game. So let's just hope that they use what the Switch can do.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm gonna kind of call this right now. I think I've said it before. I think they tapped out the Switch power in the first year. I mean, the only thing they can do now is just maybe optimize the engine, little tweaks here and there. I don't expect 2 to look vastly superior to one, other than maybe it could hold its
I'm
frame rate a little
I'm
better.
not expecting it. Yeah, I'm not expecting it graphically to blow out of the water, but I feel like it will look nicer. It looks softer. The lighting will look better. I feel it looks slightly, crisper and stuff. And animation-wise, I think they'll bump up the animation a bit on the characters, just how they move. But I think we all know Breath of the Wild looks gorgeous anyway. So just tighten that up some more, and my God, I'll
We
be
won't have.
again.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go on.
Hello. No, I was just saying we won't have the issues that we had in what was it? The forest.
The Korok Forest.
Korok Forest. Yeah. Maybe we won't have a situation where that happens again.
I'd be curious though.
Yeah.
I'd be curious because they didn't develop. They weren't the studio. They were helping Grezzo with Link's Awakening, but that was a situation where they really put the visual, I think, on the forefront. I mean, like we talked about off air and stuff. Like everybody who reviewed the game says, "Oh yeah, doesn't affect gameplay really at all. The drops, but it's just weird for a Nintendo major like first party IP to not hit their target frame rate. Like they're just not known for doing that. Yeah. And so I mean, with Kirby, they pushed visuals and dropped it to 30, but with Yoshi, they said no, we want to lock 60. So then you got way lower resolution. So they've had a kind of examples going both ways. So it'll be interesting to see if they try to push the visual fidelity further, or just try to do what Bayonetta 2 port did and just make sure the frame rate's locked the whole time, type of thing. So, well, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But we'll get to the next question from Miguel. This one, I don't know. This is a pretty big question to ask. But in honor of Nintendo's 130th birthday, what is your favorite game from each of Nintendo console generations?
Oh, fuck.
How dare you?
So
That's
without
a lot.
handhelds,
Consoles.
I'm gonna start with the NES. I'm gonna say Contra was my favorite, followed by Tecmo Bowl. Those are my two for the NES. Super NES was Link to the Past. That's easy. N64. It's either Ocarina of Time or Mario 64. I guess I haven't really thought about it enough to know which one for sure. I'd probably give it to Ocarina of Time though. GameCube. Metroid Prime. The Wii would be Super Mario Galaxy 2. The Wii U. God, it's hard. I always thought it was Bayonetta, but now the more the times pass, I kind of feel like 3D World might be my favorite. And Switch is Breath of the Wild, obviously.
Wait, what was the question? How was it?
Favorite game for each generation?
Oh,
Does it matter if it's Nintendo
I was thinking
or not?
I was thinking it was Nintendo. Basically.
In general,
Well,
yeah, in
Nintendo
general.
consoles.
No, I mean, it does have to be like a Nintendo made game.
No.
Nah, in general,
Just
yeah.
your favorite game for each console. I said
Oh.
Contra was my first one. So
I'm writing them down right now, real quick.
I'll
I'll
go
go.
then because I have my list already and shit. On the original Nintendo, it's Bionic Commando. Obviously Donkey Kong Country for the Super Nintendo. Majora's Mask on the N64. I mean, do we even have to mention the GameCube with Bud and Kaitos? On the Wii, it's Fragile Dreams, which is still one of my favorite games ever, and I can't believe that we had a game that was that good. On the Wii U, it's Darksiders 2. It's literally the first game I bought on there that made me fall in love with the whole franchise, so I will always name that for the Wii U, and Switch is obviously Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
So the Wii only had one good game? Is that what you said?
No, that it surprises me that it has a game that is that good, because it also has Mario Galaxy and shit. It has a lot of really fucking good games. It's not that I hate the games, I just don't like the console.
Yeah,
I'll go. I'll
go ahead.
For the NES, I got a real soft spot for Kung Fu. It's basic as fuck, but just Kung Fu I play the fuck out of. But I'd probably put Mario Bros. 3 over it. Just because of the whole yeah,
Savagery.
because of the old wizard stuff. The SNES, you son of a bitch. It's probably Link to the Past, but I could throw Mario Kart and Star Wing and Final Fantasy 6 and Street Fighter 2 into there. N64, it's probably Ocarina of Time. once again, I got a soft spot for Jet Force Gemini. You know, I just probably Jet Force is my favorite N64 game. Well, GameCube is easy. That's Metro Prime. Wii, it's either Skyward Sword or Galaxy. I'm gonna go with Galaxy. What was next? Wii U, isn't it?
You.
Oh, poor
Uh,
me.
I know,
Why
probably.
y'all do that? Like,
Wii U. How'd that song go, Robert?
it's like,
I'm gonna go with Tropical Freeze. Fucking love Tropical Freeze on
Yeah,
it.
that's a good choice too.
And yeah, Breath of the Wild for the Switch. There we go.
All right, I wrote my list. I'll go next, I guess. So I have NES. Again, I haven't played a ton in the world, so I put Mario Brothers 3. For Super Nintendo, not a ton, but I put Mario World. N64,
Mario
not a ton.
64.
Mario
But
64.
Mario 64, yeah.
wow, this is terrible, yo.
Mario 64. I mean, to be fair, they're like some of the greatest games of all time for a lot of people, so I can't not too surprised. But
You
GameCube,
have like Sunshine and Galaxy.
You won't have sunshine. I know that.
GameCube, because I don't want to put Wind Waker on Wii U, so I'm putting it on GameCube, and I'm also saying Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
Oh, the fair one. Okay. That's
And then Wii is Galaxy 1 and 2, like it has to be tied, yo. And then Wii U, I kind of got a little bit too many, but Tropical Freeze, Smash Wii U, Splatoon, 3D World,
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
they're all pretty much tied, yo. And then Switch. Is
You can't die for fucking games.
Oh my God. let me. I guess
What was
let
your
me go.
Switch one?
Breath of the Wild.
Mm.
Let me do mine's then. Ironically enough, mine's is probably similar to Robert's, at least for the first two. NES, Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Nintendo, Super Mario World, N64, probably Pokemon Stadium 2 because I'm a biased piece of shit. GameCube is kind of hard.
Can you say Pokemon Snap?
Oh no, fuck that. Yeah, your motherfucking mind. I think for GameCube it's probably Super Smash Brothers Melee. For Wii was fucking hard because there was a lot of good games on Wii.
Yeah, it's a ton.
If I had to pick,
Getting some feedback through your mic or something too.
was it me?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's no. Usually it's the.
I don't think.
That, that
It's only when
Is that-
Terrell's talking.
Not that kind of stuff. That's not me.
I don't have anything. I'm
That
not
sounds
even.
better.
Now,
Sounds
now it's
better. Go
good. Now
ahead.
it's good.
Okay. We
Super
probably
Sonic.
Sonic Colors.
Yeah.
Wii U. Fuck.
Don't say Lost
Wii U-
World out.
No, it's not Lost World. It's not Lost World. If I had to say, Wii U's hard. If I had to pick,
Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Go, go, go.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I like Tokyo Mirage Sessions battle system. I don't like the dungeon crawling. That's the problem with that one. You know what? I'm gonna say Fatal Frame. I think Fatal Frame 5 is my
Oh, wow.
favorite.
Wow.
That's the one I replayed the most.
That was a good
And then
game.
and then Switch is Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Okay.
Mm.
I see that.
All right, we're saving the best for last, I see. So
We're gonna call you Chocolate Drop. How dare you?
NES is probably the toughest one, but I'd
NES
probably
is
have to go
tough,
with-
man.
I'd
It
probably
is
have to
tough.
go with Mario 3
Yeah.
on that one.
I
Super
nearly
Nintendo.
said, sorry, I nearly said Double Dragon 2 as well, I guess.
Yeah, like there's so many like games that I spent hours and just days and days and days playing. And
Yeah.
I mean, I used to play Mario 3 a lot, but it wasn't like even Contra. Like Contra, I could pick Contra easily too. Yeah, so Super Nintendo. I mean, it's got to be Link to the Past. I mean, that's just it. N64. Good God, it's gonna have to be a rare game, man. It's got to be. Even though I think Ocarina of Time is definitely an easy pick, I'm gonna have to go with the game that's super solidified me as a Rare fan, Banter Kazooie.
Good choice.
Then we have what, GameCube? Oh boy, that's tough. I'm gonna have to go with
GameCube had the shit, man. Resident Evil 4, Wind Waker, F-Zero. Fucking, let's go.
Prime.
No, it's gonna have to be yeah, it has to be Prime. What do we Wii? That's probably as tough as NES for me. I'm gonna have to go with Galaxy. That was just a phenomenal game on Wii. Wii U. Let's see. Has to be Chronicles X.
Nice.
Xenoblade Chronicles X, and then Switch is definitely
Super
Damon,
Bomberman.
Damon X Machina. It's Contra Rogue Corpse.
Oh, you bastard!
No,
Fucking
it's
savage.
obviously it's Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, that was a good question though. We should do one for the handhelds or other,
True.
other.
I could probably go back over that question if I gave it more thought and really.
Yeah.
If I went back, like honestly, I forgot 64. The original Paper Mario for me. You know what I mean? Like there's a ton of games for each. The Wii U has a giant library. I don't know. There's so many. Yo.
Yeah, I mean, to pick the favorite though, I think I
That's
think
too
my
tough.
list is the only one that's questionable for me is probably the Wii U when I pick 3D World. I mean, another day it might be Tropical Freeze, another day it might be Bayonetta 2. The NES, I mean, Contra was definitely the most played game for me by far. Me and my cousin we'd play it nonstop. It's like it was just that game. I did play I played Super Mario Bros. 3, a decent amount, but the Contra's like the game I associate with the NES the most.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't played it since the NES. I don't know if it's ever appeared on anything else. Unless didn't they have a collection or something? Wasn't there going to be a collection where they were going to include?
Yeah, the collection is out, and
It's already on the Switch.
It's appeared on. It's that collection.
Okay. All right, Malik's got a question. I'm not going to answer this one because I, no offense, I really don't care about Star Wars anymore. But he says, besides mediocre shooters, what other type of Star Wars game would you like to see? He'd like a fighting game like Soul Calibur. I just have no interest in Star Wars anymore.
Darth Vader was in Soul Calibur already, so there you go.
Yeah. Well, they had the Star Wars fighting game on the PS1. Remember, was it the Masters of Terra Kashi or something like that? What was it called? I can't remember. It was trash anyway. No one cared about it.
I would totally be down for an open world Star Wars game where you're traveling planet to planet to each of the planets. Obviously, it'd be dope. I think that'd be so cool.
My answer is very similar to that. Like on the NES, there was a Star Wars game where, which followed the movie quite closely, even where you were on the speeder and you had to go like over the land into caves and you had to look for your lightsaber and look for Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of shit, and you went through the bars on Solo and shit, like something like that, dude. Something where you just travel and do shit instead of like an arena shooter or like a fucking arena shooter,
Yeah, I've
So
always
an arena shooter then.
I've always tried I think Game of Thrones crossed with like a Breath of the Wild type game could be awesome, but then it's like you got the double-edged sword. If you make it so you're playing along as one of the characters like in Star Wars or like in Game of Thrones example, where it's like, okay, so now you're following this character or you're jumping around to characters and you're just reliving what happened in the movies. Or the other option is to do an original story with original characters that you really don't care about, and it's harder to get into, Mm-hmm. But they tried that with Shadows of Mordor. I never played it. I heard it seemed like a lot of people liked the first one. The second one kind of died quickly, so I don't know.
Well, that's because they riddled that with microtransactions and stuff as well.
I mean, I'd love just to be able to go into the Star Wars universe and have an awesome gameplay experience, but I don't think they could do it.
What's the question? I missed it. Sorry.
It's just a Star Wars game that's not like what they're doing right now with shooters and stuff. Something different.
I wouldn't mind if they'd done we've had Star Wars games that be quite diverse anyway. And,
super diverse.
Yeah, I'd probably love a new modern like bounty hunter type of game. But I'd also take another strategy game if you ever played like Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds. I think that was using the Age of Empires engine, and it's a really fucking good game. So I'd probably take another strategy game. But
Knights of the Old Republic. Hello.
Didn't they do a sequel?
He fucking sounds like he's like eating a candy while getting his dick sucked. Man. All these
What the?
What did I miss?
That was very specific.
T, what do you sound like when Not just kidding. I think he would sound a little bit more distracted. I don't know about you.
What in the world?
It's like this. Every question.
A little less like he's
Turn it
chewing
off,
on
yo.
something.
And then every question's like, wait, what's the question?
It's only like 7:50, guys. Jesus Christ. We ain't even an hour into the
It's 5
podcast.
o'clock somewhere.
It's never too late to get your dick sucked. I get it.
Or too early.
Oh, it's right.
I wonder why we don't have any more female viewers up in this bed.
Yeah, we used to have some regulars, but I think it was the Terrell's opinions on Mortal Kombat that killed off the last couple.
Thanks a lot, Terrell.
Oh, what the fuck? Wow.
I remember we had some paragraphs in the comment section after that.
Yeah.
Well, it's all right. I wasn't gonna get my dick sucked anyway. It's fine.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, listen, if you gonna take an L, you gonna take the L the best way you
So,
can.
these Star Wars games, huh?
Dude, I want my dick sucked in a Star Wars game.
Oh my God.
All right.
Christ.
So now we're down to what, 2 viewers right now?
Let's look.
It's like
500. Just
Hey, keep talking about the dick sucking. People think it's
Oh my God.
Robert, save that for your streams.
Seriously.
Did it feel like bags of sand? That's all I want to know.
Oh my God. Wow.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow.
Anyway, Dave97 has a really good question. I didn't have a lot of Game Boy experience, so can't really think of anything. But do you think there'll be another remake of a Game Boy game in 2020? Because we had Samus Returns, and then Pokemon Let's Go, and now 2019 we had Link's Awakening. So we kind of got a pattern here of 3 years in a row. So what would be another Game Boy game to get a legit remake for 2020?
We got that Tetris remake.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that.
Just
That's pretty...
talking original Game Boy, because I think it's for the Advance though. Friends of Mineral Town is getting a remake. I think a full HD remake on the Switch.
Well, this is specifically
Harvest
Nintendo IP, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of Game Boy experience. My buddy had one. He had Tetris. He had Super Mario Land, and that's probably the 2 games I can remember that he had.
Yeah, just
Well, it would have
Nintendo
to be an
games.
iconic Game Boy game. I would, obviously, the one, the 2 they picked already, or is it 3? What's the other one?
Tetris.
Pokemon.
Oh, Pokemon. That's right. Let's Go. I don't count that shit. But
Thing is, you could possibly class you could possibly class the other Zelda games like Oracle
gonna
of
say,
Seasons
like,
and Oracle of
Seasons
Ages.
Yeah,
and Oracles.
that was
Yeah.
Game Boy Color, but it also played.
It's color, but it's still Game Boy, isn't it? So, I'd probably. It's difficult because if they've done like Mario Land 2, it's
Oh, that'd be a good one, actually.
Yeah.
I mean that looks stunning on the original Game Boy anyway, but I mean I can't even imagine what the art style they would choose for that, to make it still look like the original. I think if they'd done it, it would show you how bad the art style is for like the new Super Mario Bros. Series, I reckon.
Yeah,
That's going back to
there wasn't a lot of like big quality titles. A lot of them were secondhand NES games.
Yeah.
Or
Right.
And some Super
Donkey
NES
Kong
games
series.
really scaled down to play on the Game Boy.
We got the original Kirby's Dream Land, which I fucking love on the original Game Boy.
Yeah, but
That
we've
would
had,
be one. I think that's the one right there.
But I mean, they've had so many Kirby games already in the last like 5 years.
Yeah,
that would
and
kinda
Kirby's
feel-
Dream Land is really short as well, so it's
It's short, yeah. But so is Link's Awakening.
I don't think nearly as short as
Well, it's not as short, but
Yeah,
But it's like a game
I know that Super Mario Land did nothing for me, but I never played the second one. And Clark
Oh,
made
God,
it sound like it was so much better.
Yeah,
it's way better. It's nice.
I never played the second
I
one.
kind of
either.
hated the first one. Like this isn't
I
Mario.
love Super Mario Land. The first was one of my most
loved it at the
nostalgic
time.
games.
but I can see why it doesn't hold up, especially after 2.
But Mario Land 2 just Yeah, it is. I mean, that's when
It was
Wario. I remember the advert for it. You know, it's crazy.
visually, it's the difference between Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
looking
that
at it
kind
now.
of a-
Even
Especially
more,
the color
I think.
version.
Even more, I think.
It's
I would
probably
say
more,
more.
but it's at
I mean, it
least
felt like when they made Super Mario Land 2, it was like, wait, you can make a character bigger than 2 fucking pixels and shit, you know?
Yeah, I'm surprised this is running on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, Mario
this
Land
might
2,
be
I never
emulated, but-
played, so
So if
I'd be
you look at that Mario model there, now go back to Super Mario Land, and you see that.
yeah, because that led into Wario Land
Yeah, yeah.
games, and those
Yeah,
look
yeah.
way better.
Yeah, because you had Wario Land. You had Wario Land on the original Game Boy first. Yeah, that was
the
Super
third
Mario
one,
Land.
Super
That's
Mario
Super Mario
Land
Land
3
Fuck
three.
is there?
Yeah,
was
yeah.
Wario Land.
That's such a good
There's
game.
fish
I love it.
cows in this game.
Oh, there's loads of crazy stuff. Yeah, you had like bunny ears as well, which you can use for like
Yeah.
floating
Yeah.
stuff. Okay, it's cool as shit, man. This game, really fucking good. It had a world map, proper world map and everything.
Yep,
Really fucking good.
What is this?
it was
supposed
night
to be
and day.
honey or something that he's...
I always thought it was like jelly. Even though you
Yeah,
don't
I
bounce
remember
it, you
talking
see
about the
it.
development. Like they said, they were surprised at how good they.
Oh,
got
there you
the
go.
game.
There's a rabbit
How
ears.
much
Yeah.
better.
Look at this level, man. It's like fucking Mario Maker or some shit. It's fucking crazy.
It's definitely interesting. Let me see another level. Is this a
Yeah,
boss
it's a really
fight?
good game. You can get this.
Plus,
on the
I think
3DS.
Wario Land also did something where the water could go up and down, and then the map basically changed. Like the levels completely changed based on the water level.
Is this like a fucking space level? Like, holy shit. I didn't know any of this was...
Oh yeah, the space level of Mario Land 2 is so fucking good.
It's great.
Really fucking good.
Crazy that... Yeah, this...
So that's a good pick, but you probably had to add more to it. Maybe I don't know. Maybe even throw Wario in there,
Mm-hmm.
like Super Mario Land
Well,
3.
I'd almost rather have... I don't know. I'm almost rather have them just like maybe look at the Super NES library too for like the next remake, not just stick with Game Boy.
Yeah, I never saw this. Never played this game on the Game Boy Color. I always played on the original Game Boy, so seeing it in color for the first time is
Yeah, I played it on Super Game Boy.
incredible. Yeah, it looks
That's
incredible.
where I played it, Super Game Boy,
Nice.
because I got it right after I bought it right after I got that.
What about a Super NES game to get remade?
Oh God, Link to the Past. Let's fucking
Yeah,
go.
Link to the Past, I think, for that.
Well, when it looked, I guess it wouldn't look similar to. They could do whatever they want, pretty much. But
Yeah, I wouldn't want them to use
would you want it a top down still?
Yeah, yes. I mean, I'm down.
I mean, I would, but I mean, because it would make it 3D, then it becomes almost like Ocarina of Time.
It'd be Ocarina of Time at that point.
But I
To some
wouldn't want
degree.
them just to reuse the same Link's Awakening.
Oh no,
Art style,
you want a
you know.
different art style. Yeah, for sure. Different art style.
That seems. I mean, I
Yeah.
still think that I would make fun of Clocked for saying games that have aged well, like every game. I think Link to the Past, still to this day, still looks good to me.
Yeah, it still looks great,
it's-
and that's
loads of
the thing that
animation
I'm
and
thinking
stuff.
about.
It's kind of like the,
I'm not.
Go on.
Go ahead. No, it's you.
I was gonna say it's kind of like when you look at like Super Mario Land, how Mario changed after that. Because in Super Mario Land, you know, he had so many like subtle little animations. I loved how
Mhm.
squashed he looked when he was small, and like his cap would bounce up and down when he was running. You know, and just all the little subtle things like that. And I think they lost it when they turned him into a 2.5D character that looked more like the artwork that the modern CGI renders that we see.
Talking
And,
about
you know,
Mario.
yeah, talking about Mario in like New Super Mario Bros. U and stuff. It just never gelled with me. You know,
I have no issue with how he looks.
it just never gelled with me.
I think
and then-
I think the Super Mario World had the coolest looking Mario. But look
Yeah,
at how
it looked-
fucking good this. I mean, you guys got a little bit of a delay, but like when Link walks out of the house and Link to
The
the Past,
rain and the storm.
like this shit
That's,
to me, like, I mean, yeah, it would look awesome. We seen that one fan thing that looked really good,
yeah.
but like this
But
game
this-
still looks totally fine to me. Like, make
Yeah.
it-
that's the problem. Is like Super Nintendo era games. Like if they're gonna remake them, it had to be like a remake. like a full on like change of perspective type of thing for me to get overly excited about it, because I still easily can go back to Super Nintendo. It's just one of those consoles that holds up.
I wouldn't mind Star Fox getting just, I know
Star
it's
Fox. Yeah.
just stay true to the original, just give it just amazing visuals, and because I mean there's branching paths and stuff. There's a level like I talked about I had never even seen in the game. Yeah,
Star Fox 2, all that stuff led into 64. So
I mean Donkey Kong Country remade.
don't touch Donkey. Don't touch that one.
Really? I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I don't know what you would do with it to where it'd be like, yeah, that I can roll with that look.
I think it looks
Not
perfect.
even like a tropical freeze look.
I mean,
No,
they
it
could use
would
that engine,
just
but
look like Tropical Freeze.
It's a different game.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with how Tropical Freeze looks, don't get me wrong, but Donkey Kong was so different from any other game in that era. Like visually, like I don't want him to just make it look clean and
I mean,
HD.
they could make it look like the original
Oh, me and
3D
Retro
models and stuff without the downgrade of the Super NES. Like,
me and Retro spoke about this in our discussion, and we're just saying it because
yeah,
it looks more realistic, more gritty. More,
yeah.
It's a completely different style.
I think they could just make it look like the game was gonna look before. They made the full 3D models and stuff, and then just whatever they did to make it like a pre-rendered deal. Not what's the word? The look that everybody knows, and then they did it for Killer Instinct and some other games. They use that same technique to try to like push the visuals. And I think if they just redid that, but made it look like the actual 3D art did before it got put on, downgraded for the Super NES. I mean, it wouldn't be. Did somebody actually do? Yeah, somebody did the Donkey Kong Country 2 in HD, and I thought it looked really good. I'm playing.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with Trilink. Star Fox needs a new game, not another remake.
Yeah. See, maybe
Because,
this probably does look
Hey,
a little more.
We've had
like
enough reimaginings, remakes.
This probably looks. I love how the background in this vines though. This so it's all blurred out, but I mean it just looks nice. And this is.
I would want it to look more realistic though. If it was going to match up with
This looks like Tropical Freeze in some respects,
Right. It still retains that country kind of feel to it. At least it still does that.
Mm-hmm.
But it just kind of looks closer to Tropical Freeze or something, in a way.
yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like.
Because pre-rendered, you're basically trying to mimic, photorealistic stuff.
Winky.
What the hell?
What the hell was that?
He was putting on Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo.
I just heard Winky, and I was like, what?
I said Lanky. Did you say Lanky?
Oh,
No,
I
the
heard
Winky, the
Lanky.
frog was
I
on
heard-
there and
yeah,
shit. No, I said Winky, the frog was in
Oh,
there.
you said
and
Winky.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah, you just said Winky. And I was
The
so
way you said it was like,
confused.
Winky.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Somebody lost it.
You over there role playing by yourself? What's going on?
Oh, my God.
I don't know how to
no.
search for it. I know when they first talked about the game though, they'd show here's a in the computer they make a full 3D character model, and then they did something for the Super NES to capture it, still have the look, but be just 2D sprites or whatever. That technique, they had a name for it back in the day. I think they just
Super Metroid, yo.
that would be pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. I'd definitely be down.
Remember that mock-up? I think it was like 2015-ish, where somebody just kind of repainted everything.
Mhm.
That looked amazing.
I honestly
Was it
think
the
they
one
did.
with like the brain, or like
Yeah,
the Metroid
yeah.
and like the
Mother-
cracked
Mother Brain.
glass?
Yeah.
I personally think they need to remake like NES games over Super Nintendo games. To be honest, like the original Legend of Zelda and like Zelda 2 and
True.
stuff like that.
That's what I would go for more. Make original Legend of Zelda, Zelda 2 more either obviously Link's Awakening or even just updated to Super Nintendo even in a lot of aspects, in a lot of ways. Maybe 32-bit it,
Yeah.
because as iconic as Zelda, the original Legend of Zelda is, not many people go back and play it.
Mm-mm.
You know, like it's
Pretty
kind of
rough.
super dated. You know, like
That's
so
true.
do some quality of life stuff with that game, like they did with Metroid, with Zero Mission.
I say Link's Awakening on the Game Boy is technically better than the NES Zelda games. You know,
Oh
so
yeah. I
back
can
to
go
those,
back
yeah,
and play
much
those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so the second trivia question was which of these games did not start out originally as a project for the N64? Star Fox Adventures, Cameo, Elements of Power, Star Wars Rogue Leader, which was Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader, and Eternal Darkness. So one of these games didn't start out as an N64 game.
It's a little harder than the last one, but still easy for somebody like
Terrell,
me.
I think I put Star Wars.
Robert, what do you say?
I put Star Wars Rogue Leader.
And Retro, I'm sure you knew, but
Well, I don't really. A lot of that old trivia, I'm never really sure. And I know Star Fox started as Dinosaur Planet, but I don't remember what system that started on. So that's the one I voted for.
started N64.
N64, my man.
So the voting was 35% Star Fox Adventures, 15% Cameo, 35% Star Wars Rogue Leader, and 15%
Ooh,
Eternal
close.
Darkness. Now,
Cameo got up to 15, or what was it?
15%.
It was 0 when I saw it.
So if somebody had asked me this, because I had to get Clocked It to help me with this one, I probably would have guessed Eternal Darkness. I had no memory of that being started on the N64. Because I thought at some point, I thought T said Rogue Squadron 2 was initially going to be a N64 sequel, but I Wikipedia'd it, and it's like, no, they wanted to know what their next project was, and they wanted to work on the new system.
I never said that.
That my memory had
Yeah.
told me that conversation had happened, so I would have probably guessed Eternal Darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what's funny?
You know
You
it.
saw my Twitter this weekend, me sharing, because I was going through my old magazines, and Eternal Darkness on N64 was one of the
Oh, really?
things they were showing in the magazine. Yeah.
So the answer, for those that don't know, was Star Wars Rogue Squadron 2 Rogue Leader.
And for everybody else,
I'm smart, Mo.
what is Cameo?
Yeah, that didn't even come out on the GameCube. That was supposed to be GameCube as well, and then it
Yeah.
pushed to the Xbox 360.
That went through like N64, GameCube, the original Xbox, and then finally 360, man.
Mhm.
Wasn't that 3? Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it 360?
Mm-hmm.
That took a while.
So before we get to the next question, has there been a Switch update or anything, Terrell? I know there's usually one about this time.
Let's go check real quick.
Well, there's a Marvel Ultimate Alliance update.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Oh,
think
yeah?
that's the only thing. Yeah, that's the only thing I've seen.
Because they're the DLC for
It's Moon Knight,
Moon
Blade,
Knight, and Blade, yeah,
Morbius, and
Punisher.
Punisher. There we go. And then also Black Panther, Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America got new costumes, and that's just free.
That's free, yeah.
I feel like I'm the only one who owns that game in this group. So
I own it. What are you talking about, Doc?
Okay.
Remember
Robert
I
has
owned
it.
it and beat it, remember?
Love that
Oh,
game.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Robert beat in like 2 minutes.
He buys every game.
So Game Explain did a review of Dragon Quest 11, and I only got a few minutes into it, and then I was cooking, and I was like, I can't pay attention to this. But I'm actually considering picking up Dragon Quest 11 as my next game.
I don't believe you.
I got $85 in Best Buy gift cards.
Really?
Mhm. So
Dragon Quest 11, huh?
yeah,
I've been.
This is gonna be your first Dragon Quest, I'm guessing.
yeah.
Wow.
It's a different type of experience.
So you have it.
I'm gonna pick
Yeah,
that
I
game up
I
eventually.
only
But I played the
have-
demo about an hour or so, and I was like, man, that's pretty good. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you did
Same.
play the demo.
I
yeah.
started playing the demo, and after an hour, I was like, nah, I'm stopping this shit. I want to buy the full game because it just looked good, and I liked the way the battle system was semi-interactive a bit and not just turn-based. Like, I liked how it looked.
Yeah, I went through the whole demo. 10 hours.
Did you?
It's a 10-hour demo.
Yeah. I
thought I told you guys that, but no.
I don't think you mentioned
And
it.
you can, obviously you can transfer your save over, so
Mhm.
I'm all good with that.
Damn, that means you're like 10% done with the game already, yo.
Yeah.
But that's kind of crazy because I think that game's pretty long.
Oh no, it is.
It's long.
I've been
I wonder what it's gonna do in Japan sales wise, because that
I
was a
don't-
At this
huge
point,
PS4 and 3DS were huge launches.
They
over
both sold
million.
1 million within like the first day. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous. And I think the 3DS was only like a couple thousand ahead of the PS4 version. But I mean, it's been fun. I've only played maybe a couple hours into it. Because now it's in the rotation of other games.
Yeah.
It's good, but just know it's like as far as RPGs go, it's
an RPG, my man.
yeah, like it's the and I know Juice isn't like the biggest fan of like RPGs.
Mhm.
Although it does have I think you already know this, but it has like the free battle camera and everything
Mhm.
where you can walk around and shit. So if you want
I
to do
think I
that, you
turned
can
that
do that.
off.
Oh, did
What?
you?
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I thought you would have kept it on.
Like Xenoblade type shit.
It's a little awkward.
It's kind of like Xenoblade in the sense that you can walk around, but it's not the same thing where you auto attack. You still got to
Yeah.
pick your moves, but you can like position yourself. It really is just kind of like an aesthetic thing than anything.
Oh,
else.
Yeah, it used to make non-RPG fans,
Feel like they're
feel a
doing
little
something.
bit better. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
pretty
a-
much.
I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to one of the cosplayers that I've been following ever since she played Nia. She's doing
probably-
Jade. Her
yeah,
next
Jade.
her next one's Jade, and she already had like the skirt and top done like in this awesome green leather. It's like, damn.
Yeah, I figured you had already seen Jade's design. So
Yeah, Jade's all right.
Yeah, that's a game. Honestly, like that's a game I will be picking up. Not day one. Although obviously not day one. It already came out. But like
go back in the
Probably-
past and pick it up, Robert.
sometime it'll be on the backlog.
I'm back at the backlog.
Y'all are terrible, yo.
I don't know the next
I
line
didn't
though.
sing that song.
It's almost like a habit with you. It's like every time it gets brought, there we go. Where's
I knew the song
That
was coming.
banjo's just playing in the background. Ding, 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 ding.
I don't think it's a banjo, yo. I think it's like a genuine guitar, yo.
Is it? It sounds like a banjo to me. I actually want it. I'd rather it be a banjo person.
I wonder if
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
I wonder if Robert, if you would have played like the what do you call it, the remastered version of Gears, if you would have enjoyed it better.
Maybe. I don't know. To be fair, like I thought about it, but I was already like midway through Gears already in the original, and I'm like, well, fuck it, whatever.
Because you could have got it. You could have played it for $1 on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's super cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think the controls are gonna be the same regardless.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same.
I
I mean-
really enjoyed Gears 2. Gears 1, I didn't,
I think
I
Gears
guess I
2 is
didn't
my
love
favorite.
it, but I really enjoyed Gears 2.
I will see. Again,
Yep.
Gears 2 is also on there, yo. So I'll probably play it in the distant future.
Oh Jesus!
Terrell's gonna get salty again.
Huh? What do you mean?
You need a theme song for your shows, man, and we'll sing your shit too.
Oh no, I'm fine.
He don't like us giving Robert props on his backlog.
No, I feel like that's the joke
See?
you started.
Salty.
Oh, I get it. It's like troll comments. The moment I
It's
respond, the moment
trolling
I
your
lose.
ass.
Yeah, the moment I respond, the moment I lose. I see.
Mhm.
Yeah.
GG.
So, all right, let's get to the next question here, and this will be a perfect one for Terrell to weigh in on.
I know what this question is.
Mario
already.
1, 2, and 3 in World versus Sonic 1, 2, 3 in CD, which had a better classic run?
Actually, he did that.
Oh, actually, I mentioned it yesterday. Someone asked me. I think he asked me the same question yesterday on my stream, and I think the way I answered it was that Mario is more consistent, although I prefer the Sonic. Because here's my thing: I love Sonic 2 and 3 and Knuckles, but like I can throw away 1 and CD.
That's
I know-
Sonic 1 jank and CD. Yeah.
CD, because CD is an acquired taste. Like you can't just like. I can't like straight out be like, oh yeah, anyone who plays Sonic 3 can jump right in the CD. Like it's not the same game. It's not even the same kind of
And
game.
I mean, you're talking about Mario 3 and World like back to back, like two like legendary.
Yeah, that's why I say Mario.
I don't
3
care
was-
for
yeah.
2 that much, but 1 still holds
Well, I also
up.
didn't know which 2 they were talking about. If they were talking about USA or were they talking
Yeah,
about?
that's-
I'm
Japan.
thinking USA. I
If
love
they're talking about USA, I would say Mario overall is more consistent. Like I
I
can say,
Doki Doki Panic.
like the
I
way
love
to put it is like you would have it's a nice smooth progression, and I can enjoy every game in Mario. Whereas I would say I prefer Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles way more than I prefer any of, except for maybe World. World comes pretty close. I think World's my favorite of the old school Mario games. But yeah, I think technically overall Mario is better. I just prefer Sonic 2 and Knuckles more.
Such a great.
Remember
such a great
the
game.
door opening sound I made
Yeah.
last week? I used to love that. Didn't have the
Chocolate
airships
Mountain.
though. It was kind of weird that 3 was like all about the airships and that
Yeah.
little sequence, and then they just got completely away from it.
All you got was Bowser in a teacup and shit.
It's a life choice.
So anybody
leave it
else have
alone.
do you think Sonic 1, 2, 3?
I mean, I give
Compared
it
to
to
Mario
Mario
1, 2, 3?
personally.
Yeah.
See, I'm actually
'Cause Sonic 1 is jank. I'm not a fan of.
I also
CD.
think Sonic 1 has bad pacing. Like I can't go from Green Hill to Marble Hill Zone.
Yeah.
That shit just pisses me off just on a personal level.
Visually is not as pleasing as the other ones for me.
Yeah, one's one of those ones I can I can do without playing ever again.
Whereas Super Mario, the first one, iconic. I mean, huge. It sold the NES. Then you have Super Mario 2, which they call it the black sheep. I just thought it was a nice, beautiful departure from, the one that we got, the Super Mario Brothers. It was just so different, but yet still Mario, even though it wasn't Mario. It was Doki Doki Panic. But it was the same developers that created Mario. So it wasn't like it was
The
by
controls
some
were
weird...
solid. I mean, they're still good even on
Yeah.
the NES thing on the Switch Online.
I just thought it was super, super creative of game. And then 3, I mean, come on. It's, they made you go watch a shitty movie to preview
get some
that
footage,
game. And then, come on, World is freaking amazing. So, the music, the worlds, the secrets, the power-ups is just...
Then you get Yoshi, and it adds a
The
little.
giant bullet
drums.
bill. That's the first thing I remember.
That was the
about
first
it.
thing that was in the Nintendo
commercial.
Power.
Yeah, to be fair, I
Yeah.
judged it on gameplay. If we were talking music, man, Sonic is top tier regardless.
I never liked Sonic's music that much.
What? Get the fuck out of here!
I love Sonic 2's music. Like, it's
I never was a big fan.
level after level. It was great.
Was it that fucking Michael Jackson score in Sonic 3 and Knuckles? That shit is lit.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
that
was great,
that
too.
shit is
By
But
the
he
way,
loses points because it copied Michael Jackson.
hey,
By the
relax.
way, Dragon Quest XI is $49.94 on Amazon on shipped and sold. So
Ooh,
you can
nice
either buy
discount.
it there or you can price match at Best Buy, which is what I would do. Save $10.
It's gonna be 50 at Walmart too.
I gotta
Yeah, well-
wait, yo, because in a few weeks I want to pick up the Ukulele Impossible Air and Concrete Genie. That's 2 games.
I was gonna say that's only a $40 game, but yeah, if you're buying 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walmart's really been going for that. The gamers, they have those launch games are $10 cheaper.
I figured they just feel like they have nothing to lose. It's like people don't come here and buy video games. Like,
Nah,
Yeah.
so why not like
I know
entice
people
them to
buy
do that?
systems there because they do the bundles and the exclusive bundles and stuff.
I will go against
It's such a cumbersome process. That's why people don't buy video games from there. Because you gotta go to the desk,
Get a
say,
key,
"Hey, I want this game over here." They have to walk you over there and
Mhm.
unlock the game. You have to go back to the desk,
pay for
and then
it.
you're walking around with this game that people might act like think you stole and shit. I
Yeah.
hope you're done with your shopping because
You going to jail?
you going to jail, son.
So, Clocked It, did you chime in on this Sonic and Mario?
No. What I was going to say was I will go against everyone here and actually say Sonic 1 is not junk. I actually love Sonic 1, but man,
That's what turned me off to the series.
the
Two's
end
not bad,
boss
though.
music, man, It's so fucking good. It's like dun, 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 dun. It's so fucking good.
That sounds terrible.
It sounds terrible on the Genesis.
Look. I can appreciate.
Stop hating.
I can appreciate what Sonic 1 is. I just, if you told me would I go back and replay it, fuck no, absolutely not.
I'd replay it all day every day. But Sonic 2 has always been the best game in the series.
What's the one
and
that
Sonic 2
added
is
the
so
half
fucking-
pipe? The fake 3D half pipe.
That's 2.
No.
Well,
Wait,
that's the
you talking-
one.
Are you talking about CD's like weird 3D thing?
No, it was like it was like a bonus level where it was like a half
Yeah,
pipe.
That's when you find the emeralds.
No. Yeah, that is too.
Sonic
That's
2.
two.
That's two.
That's two.
Sonic
That's the
2.
one my buddy had. We played
Yeah,
that.
that's Sonic 2.
That's the one that probably sold the best. No,
Two is generally like it's one of those.
that's the one that people remember.
I think Sonic 3 objectively is a better game, but fucking 2 is just too much fun to replay.
Sonic 2 is the best.
Because 2 is the one
I
they
mean,
bundled with it heavily.
You guys
yeah.
won't be able to hear it when
Two
I'm
is great.
playing the
Also, I
main.
used to play multiplayer on that bitch.
I'm playing the sound on for
Yeah, multiplayer was fun too.
for Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Yeah, this music's better than I remember.
Yeah, Sonic 2's
That
music.
Genesis twang,
Damn
yo.
This is probably one of the better sounding Genesis games because they had some games just sounded like trash.
sounded really bad. The thing is, like the Super Nintendo, benefited from that Sony
sound chip.
processor sound chip. Yeah, so
I need
overall it had better music, but there were some games that sounded better on Genesis.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. Also, Juice, I need you to let this play through to Chemical Plant because Chemical Plant has like
Oh, here's the half pipe.
Streets of Rage, those games. Come on. Sounded phenomenal.
This is done without the without an FX chip. This is completely
Yeah.
fake 3D.
This shit was so good.
But it was so amazing.
It
the
worked.
first time I saw this. blew
It
my
worked
mind.
well. I just fucking hated playing this 2-player. Remember they had the verses?
Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
halfback, all you had to do was jump to get ahead of somebody, and you couldn't get rings. You used to hate that shit.
I remember throwing the shit on my controller on those levels.
Game
This is one of my favorite levels in any game right here.
This shit is so confusing now. Like you really gotta.
The only thing I used to hate as a kid, I used to get killed on the stairs. I think it's because they put the stairs like right there where you could drown and shit.
Yeah.
So if you didn't jump up quick enough, you would die. And that used
Time
to
get jumps. I hated these little blue fucking things too. Pissed me off.
I remember.
And then the
late
fucking
nights.
spider would grab you and you'd be
This
like,
fucked
oh,
me up,
my
man.
rings.
I remember late nights trying to beat this stage. It used to drive me nuts. I fucking love this game. Yeah.
It's just, I loved it, but it also gave me nightmares.
That drowning music is
That
absolutely
drowning
horrifying.
shit,
But
That shit.
yeah,
is-
I was always more technically. I played more older Sonic than Mario.
Oh no,
I
I'm
never had any access to Mario 3 or anything. So I was first with Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
yeah,
and
like
I love those Sonic versus Super Mario commercials where they had like the Mario little putty Super Mario van who was blowing smoke and was driving all slow, and they showed Sonic zipping all over the place. I thought that was really clever.
I would
marketing.
I would still say I'm still one of those kids that like if Nintendo were to announce like a Mario Sonic crossover game, I would just die.
We've been wanting that forever. Like
I know
Have they
people.
done that?
I know people have their opinions of Sonic's gameplay, but man, tell me if they announce like a platforming game as a cross, I would die. I would. Be like, I gotta go. I have to go.
I've been wanting that since GameCube. The minute they
Yeah.
started doing stuff on Nintendo consoles, I was like, we need to have Mario and Sonic come together, and not just like an
The
Olympic
Olympic
game,
Games, yo.
not just
Hey,
a stupid ass
listen,
Olympic game.
Yeah.
Listen, the Olympic Games was like the biggest disappointment. Like, bro, when I saw the trailer for that shit, and I was like, for the first Olympic Games, and I was like, you were a fucking asshole.
No, I was.
I'm not gonna
It was-
fall for this new one either until I
You see what Tails just did there when he got caught by the spider?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like Tails, I love when Tails saved me from that because
See
I
what
hated-
Tail just did there? He fell into the purple.
yeah, but see,
I was
Tails is
gonna
also
say when you
Tails-
first started
Tails is impervious.
when you first started
He come
hating
back.
when you first started
Tails,
hating
this
Tails,
section,
you do
this
the half
section right
pipe.
here fucking
Yeah.
sucks.
You gotta
this section
time your
used to-
jump so you're.
This section used to kill me all the time because you could get crushed if these blocks move the right
Yeah,
way.
I can't stand that happened again. That was one of my complaints of Sonic Mania with the pixel perfect. Like, you get crushed like so slightly, you're just dead, and it just go. And I was so I'm like, dude, come fucking
And
on,
he's not
bro.
as tight controls wise, but he's perfect for his games. Like,
No, yeah.
but
I feel like this stage is one of those stages where it's a good mix of both, but it will
oh,
drive.
I hated those little flipping fucking things. Too.
Yeah, because like you would get through the other section. Like I'm gonna just run through. Fuck,
Nope.
and now you're drowning.
Here's the
Gotta
best
go back
Sonic
again.
game right here, though, in my opinion.
Sonic
No,
Lost World.
Sonic Rush.
Okay, Rush is lit,
Yeah, Rush is dope.
and I still think Rush has the best sound. Probably my favorite soundtrack.
What about the Dark Chronicles or whatever?
No,
Yes.
absolutely not. That shit can go burn.
Mm.
Robert, you gonna watch the new Mr. Robot final season?
Hells yeah! I can't wait.
I said that
Rush has such
That was a
weird
transition.
because it was on screen, the ad.
Oh. Okay.
Well, they keep, dude. Did you notice every single video you click it keeps popping up?
Yeah.
Rush.
Ro-
They're trying to tell you something.
Robert
still
only
has-
watched one TV series, and that's it.
The irony is that Rush is like the most like gimmicky of the Sonic handheld games
Yeah, it was the
because
first DS game.
it's literally just boost to win. That's literally the whole. And there's a bunch of like the level design in Rush isn't great, but man, it's just fun to go through.
I
Level.
liked
It's
it because
fun.
I didn't have to fucking try to figure out where the hell I needed to go.
Oh, you liked it because you didn't have to think. Oh, I see.
Nah,
Plus these 3D visuals.
Because you could have went back and played the Sonic Advance series, which was fucking great.
what
Well,
about
first two Sonic Advances. were great. I don't know
what
about
about
three.
Sonic Riders? Or,
No.
yeah.
No.
Riders can.
All right, let's get to the next question.
Riders was
Yeah.
too fucking complicated for its own good. The first one was.
Yeah,
All
Charles
right.
getting too excited with the Sonic talk. We gotta move on.
Bluntsy asks,
Blaze is best girl. 10 out of 10.
what has been your favorite motion control game? His was Manhunt 2, and then No More Heroes.
Oh, Manhunt too.
Fuck. I would
I'm
say.
Wii Sports Resort.
Yeah, I was gonna probably say Wii Sports Resort.
I mean,
to be
is
honest.
that motion as the main
Hell,
or a game that uses motion? Because I would
Really
say
well.
Metroid Prime trilogy was probably
Oh
'cause
yeah.
that made the
Ouch.
Metroid Prime series just even better.
I
With the
want to
motion.
know what Retro Guest pick is.
I still have nightmares of trying. I still have nightmares of trying to open the doors in Metroid Prime 3. That shit didn't work for shit.
You just should.
What?
My
I knew
favorite
it was gonna
motion
happen.
control.
Error.
I knew it was gonna
My
happen.
favorite motion control game, because I was thinking about it earlier and stuff, and I gotta be honest with myself, and that's the boxing game from the original Wii Sports, I think. Like I played that the most. Like I got
I
so
said the
fucking
bowling
sweaty
game
on
the
this
most.
shit.
I think
No, like the boxing thing. I don't know. It worked so smoothly, and it wasn't because with bowling you like kind of like throwing it and shit. And my brother busted my knee with the fucking bowling mini game.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Like well, I had like a small
well,
room. Back
I mean,
then, and-
Splatoon.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say yeah, small knees.
I think some people would probably say Splatoon out there. That has
Oh,
that
man.
kind of changed how you control.
I didn't use
Yeah,
it.
but
so-
that's more like gyro. I wouldn't consider
Yeah.
gyro the same as motion control though.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I
Because
guess.
in that case, can I say?
And, with the boxing, you had to like you had all these moves. You had to like swerve left
Let's-
and right, and really move. And like I got like fit from that shit. Like no kidding.
Oh, me too. Like I'd hold and I'd instead of like just turning the controllers, I would turn my body,
Yeah,
to
exactly.
to
Yeah.
dive and dodge. And so you can get in some serious shape. I was in pretty good shape when I was doing that back then. It
Yo,
works.
Ring Fit Adventure, yo, you gotta do that again. That'd be motion.
Actually, I think Punch Out's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I think to be fair, I think we have to go with the game that I want to say requires it, but it would utilize it really well.
Skyward
So-
Sword, I mean, used it well. Just, I mean, and looking back at it now, I don't know that it's not in my top 3 Zelda games or anything. But when it worked in that game, it worked. It felt awesome. Then there was
Amazing.
bunch
Yeah, I
of-
remember coming out of that game thinking, "Oh man, I hope these continue motion controls forever from this."
But there was also some times where it was kind of annoying, like some of the, I don't know if they're bokoblins with the shield, and it just like they were so quick to like counter you. Like at some
Yeah.
point, then I just started swinging it really fast and then just destroyed them.
It got a little repetitive when you had to wait for their pattern and all that kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
All right, Miguel, what first-party Nintendo franchise can you just not?
Wait, I didn't
get
get mine.
Oh,
Mine is quick. Zack and Wiki, beautiful.
I
see,
gotta
that was
wait.
just
Oh,
using
that's a
pointer
good one.
controls. See, that to
That's-
me, that's more almost along the lines
Pikmin.
of like, yeah, but
It's almost you can almost mouse and keyboard it.
yeah,
So
I gotta
Yeah.
try that game out, yo. Zach.
I have. It's good. It's one of those, once you know the puzzle, it's like the replay value is kind of gone, but that's why I've waited. So I still haven't replayed it. Like, I'm going to wait till, I probably could play it now and have to,
I thought those characters were so well designed at the time.
Beautifully
It was almost
designed,
like
yeah.
it's almost like they were always existed, like they come from the SNES or something.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really fucking
Matt
good characters.
Casamassina loved it.
Oh, yeah, they were pushing that game.
You know why I fucking hate that game though? That game came out. I hate Capcom because they waited so long to put that shit out.
Yeah.
And it's so like nothing. And I was
They
like,
did sold like 10 copies.
and you were just like, fuck, because it was like,
Yeah.
it's a good game, but
And
you
we'll never
waited
see that
so-
again.
Yeah, you waited so long to put that shit out. It just drove me nuts, yo.
Yeah.
All right, so what first-party Nintendo franchise, if any, can you just not get into? Mine's just always been the Kirby franchise. Like, I've bought 2 games. One was my favorite is Rainbow Curse, and I bought what is it? Robot? What is that one called? Planet Robot.
Planet Robobot.
Planet
Yeah.
Robobot.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
And I'm like, it just doesn't hold my interest. I beat it just because I was like, I bought the fucking game, but I learned by like the second world. I was kind of hoping to be like a Mario. Okay, first couple worlds are easy, even though finding everything, is a little bit of a challenge. But it wasn't till like, I don't know if the final boss, and maybe I don't remember if there's I think there's a special world after, where I was like, oh, okay, I'm actually being challenged here, and it was a little bit better. But for some reason, the Kirby series is just never.
Yeah.
I've tried.
It has to be a current, like, I don't want people cheating. Can't be saying shit like Star Tropics or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it have to be a current.
Something that still,
something that still they still make games off of.
For me, it'd probably be Star Tropics.
Mock Rider.
No, I mean for real, I don't know because every game I buy, I usually like. So there's not really.
Well, you can say a franchise you really haven't gotten into is Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean,
there you go.
You just been like me, just haven't.
You're a casual
tried
fan.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing with Pokemon is that it's just I'm like finally on my A game of beating games, so it's like I'm finally gonna probably beat a Pokemon game when it comes out, Sword and Shield. But it's also because it's been on a handheld, and I guess that's another reason why I just haven't got into them. And so yeah, I guess Pokemon.
I'm not even gonna bother asking Clocked because I don't think he has an answer.
Well, I do actually.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You want?
Yeah, well, yeah, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
I assumed.
Fuck you, Clocked it. Fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
he's not half wrong actually because I've pretty much played all of them. I nearly went with Kirby, but you know what? I'm gonna go with Nintendogs, man. There we go.
Nintendogs? Well, then
Yeah,
I gotta
that's
say that too, yo. I gotta say Nintendogs too, yo. What the hell?
How many did they make? 2 or 3? 3 of them.
So he didn't have one, like you said.
Yeah, basically.
Like I was originally gonna say like just throw some salt in the
Earthbound.
wounds and say Earthbound.
I
Yeah,
knew
but
it.
it has to be new. But it has to be new. You guys said. And
Well, I was gonna
but the
say that
newest thing-
Earthbound was probably
and-
the exception.
Yeah, and even this one isn't even that new anymore. It's just gonna throw more salt in the wounds. But I hated personally what they did with this franchise, and that's Kid Icarus. I don't like that they made one of my favorite vertical platformers into a goddamn shooter. I'll
Man,
never
get
get
the
over
fuck
that.
out of here, yo.
But
I never got
seriously,
to
that's a
play it,
2-game
Yo,
franchise.
literally, it's gonna be retro. You have garbage ass opinions. That's
Two
I would say that has enough games in it to really qualify.
That's enough
either.
for me to like throw a fucking TV
I
at you.
think
yo.
you
have
gotta
to
be
say-
the only person in the world to prefer the NES game over
I've never
Upright.
played.
Yeah, I played
either
it a
game.
lot, and I didn't really care.
You know what?
for it.
I'm gonna change my answer to Ice
You don't
Climbers.
think 3 games is a franchise, by the way?
2 games.
I would say it is.
No, Kid Icarus is.
That's 3 Kid Icarus games at
Oh,
least.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was saying Kid Icarus is
There's,
three.
yeah, there's
The
there's a
of
Game
Gods and
Boy.
Monsters or whatever.
Yeah,
But I would say that
Oh,
would be
shut
an
up,
accurate
yo.
answer if the franchise just didn't do it for you. But one game, I don't think qualifies for the answer they're looking for. That he was
But that's
looking
why I
for.
said, but that's the only answers I have because I don't have a problem with literally any other first party franchise.
Me either, yo.
Yeah.
They're just hating on Kirby and shit, man. Go fuck you guys.
Seriously, yeah, fuck you guys.
Kirby's all right, but Kirby really, I got.
I
one.
could see somebody
you know
saying
what?
Yoshi because Yoshi
Yeah,
has
I'll
a
say
pretty
Yoshi.
sketchy
Yoshi's
track
for
record
me.
since-
Yoshi, I actually would play. I've actually played more Kirby games than Yoshi games. I just
Yeah,
haven't.
I'm gonna change my answer to Kirby too because I didn't pick up Star Allies, I didn't pick up Robobot, I didn't pick up Kirby Triple Deluxe. Like,
I'm gonna say Yoshi.
I only fucked with
You
Rainbow
guys got
Curse, yo, and Epic
shit.
Yarn.
Yeah, the worst,
picked
the worst
yeah,
Kirby. and shit.
Yeah, the worst Kirby games.
Rainbow
Literally the
Curse
worst.
was literally
Rainbow
my
Curse is
favorite.
fucking awesome, dude.
No,
And
what
also
I'm
Epic
not saying
Yarn,
they're bad games. I'm saying
They're bad
that's
Kirby
the least
games.
Kirby games of all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why I like them.
dude. Epic Yarn is great. Come on.
I'm just saying, like
Epic
Yoshi's
Yarn isn't a
Yoshi's
Kirby
my
game,
series. Yo, for some reason, Yoshi just never clicks with me. Also, because the problem is Nintendo is the platforming like kings. So like
When they made
once I
decent
play
graphics.
like Mario and DK, like in even Kirby, like Yoshi just doesn't do anything for me.
It's too slow.
I don't know. You know what it is? Because as much as people talk shit about Kirby, at least like Kirby's core mechanics are fun. Whereas I find Yoshi to be a little bit more
You know what?
tedious.
If I was to be honest, if it wasn't for Woolly World, I'd probably said Kirby or Yoshi, because that's really the only Yoshi game other than Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island that I actually enjoyed. Like
Same here.
Crafted
You didn't
World
like
kind of reminded me like yeah, they really haven't had that many big, really great games, because they had
Yoshi's Story?
I knew you were gonna say that, dude. That's a great game.
Jesus Christ.
remember the new story or whatever on 3DS, or it was like trash.
Yeah,
We don't
that's
talk about
trash.
that one.
But
That's trash.
all right, Malik, we already answered your question about EA, what they have against,
Mine's Pokemon, by the way, since I keep getting skipped.
Yeah, I thought you answered. I was gonna say Pokemon, but I haven't even tried Pokemon.
I'm a casual Pokemon fan. I try it out once in a while, obviously, but it's not. I haven't really gotten into Pokemon like most Pokemon fans, so I have to go with that.
All right, so this question's from a really cool dude. Terminator Juice asks, "What was your very first gaming crush?" Thanks to Robert for the idea.
Good question.
Damn.
So I already answered mine off air and possibly stole what T's will be, but the first one I could literally think of, like truly 100% guarantee, like I can remember thinking, was Chun-Li Street Fighter 2. I was like, man, she's hot. Look at those thighs, me and my buddies.
Them legs.
Even as kids, we still knew what those thighs could do,
Yeah.
So
Crush my neck.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
On the top.
I said Laura at first, and I'm gonna have to go back to Laura because I think the thing that helped me with Chun-Li was the movie, and I'm like, oh, they cast a bad one in the movie too, So I was like, yep, I think that maybe helped it. But I have to go back to Laura because like Laura was a long time flame, where Chun-Li was maybe a year.
Yeah, that
too.
I would say Orchid from Killer Instinct was probably right there too at that time frame.
It was she was basically Janet Jackson that could fight,
and she had the pointy boobs before Laura Croft.
before Laura had them. That's true.
And but honestly, after that, I don't really have like this long list of crushes like from
when it comes to video games, I have a lot less too than for like cartoons and movies and shit. But I have like only maybe 2 or 3, and the earliest one I can remember is from Adventure of a Link. I always loved Redhead Zelda with the pink dress, man. That was like the way she looked like in a manual and shit as a kid. I fucking
calm down, yeah.
Well, for me, I got a video coming up soon. You should check it out on Wednesday. But I'll give a sneak peek for one of them. I guess not a sneak peek if you've been a long listener of the podcast, but that was definitely one of them. I don't know. I don't think it's a first. I can't pinpoint what's the first, but I do clearly remember always talking about Elma from Xenoblade Chronicles X, and that was hilarious.
You didn't even see her best version of herself either.
Damn. No, because you know what? The whole thing is that I would always have them. Remember, I always have them naked, everyone. I always have them at least in the least amount of clothing possible. I call it the nude squad, And so she had some good assets, yo. So it wasn't bad. And Elma is definitely one of them.
Elmo?
Come on, yo.
Jesus Christ.
That red fuck could get it. No.
All right, I don't want to skip anybody. Who's next? Retro?
Oh, me.
Oh, Terrell. Terrell, I know you probably have one.
I had to think about it because video games is straightforward. If I had to pick, it wasn't anything. It had to be the Wii era, and it's probably Zero Suit Samus if I had to pick anybody.
And what other M?
No, in Brawl.
Oh, that's right.
Other M.
I mean,
she looked good in other.
I mean, to be
No, she
fair,
looked great. She looked great.
looks
in Other
great in Other M. But Brawl was the game, and when I saw her, I was like, "Whoa, shit!"
yeah.
I have a thing for ponytails and
Bad
fucking
Me too.
and latex.
Well, there must be a lot of Fire Emblem though, like
I think all guys.
Yeah,
have
but
things
I
for
didn't play Fire Emblem until
oh yeah,
2013.
till later on.
Something about
Yeah.
seeing their ears and their neck. I don't know. It's probably
What?
Wait,
What?
ponytails. You can see.
Oh, I don't know how to. I still don't know. What
All right,
the fuck is that retro?
Once everybody gives their first crush, I do want to go through maybe some Hallmark like generational crushes.
Oh god.
I think I only have one other one, but nobody will know what
Clocked
who
it.
she is.
You got
Yeah, like I said, you can probably go a bit further back, but like I said, we already discussed it. My first real one was Lara Croft as well, without a doubt. But then I also remember fancying the shit out of we've seen now, Tifa in
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII.
Oh well, yeah, damn.
I'm a
I
fan.
loved her character in the game. She was really cute in the game, just a normal game model. But then when they went to the CGI, that was just the next level, man. So yeah. But I kind of like you boys as well. I think you kind of go through like a little phase, but I never really carried it over too far. So there's only so many female video game characters.
I'm just thinking about Jill in the Resident Evil remake. Definitely was crushing playing that game. Probably Code Veronica. Probably a little bit of Claire there. And then Soul Calibur had some.
Oh no, I'm lying. I
bangers.
got it. Oh fuck, I have an older one. I just remembered.
Yeah.
Felicia from Darkstalkers. That's who it is.
Oh,
That one, she is still probably my favorite.
she's a bad one. She's a bad
Oh,
one.
little Ivy from Soul
Ivy.
Calibur.
I mean, come on, Ivy,
Sophitia.
Jesus.
Was it Taki?
Oh,
Taki.
I think Ivy was too much like BDSM
It's just not fair
for
when you
me.
get to fighting games, though.
I
It's
know,
not
they
fair.
Dead or Alive / Ninja Gaiden.
Especially Dead or Alive, right?
Dead or Alive was a different type of experience for me.
I'd say Skyward Sword Zelda was like.
I mean, she's cute.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know. I
Breath
don't
of the
know.
Wild Zelda,
Breath of the Wild,
yeah.
son, that booty.
Lucina.
Twin Telio.
But yeah, I never had-
when I got to Fire Emblem, when I realized I had a thing for Tsunderes, and I was like, man,
yeah, I don't really. I haven't really like carried like a couple people have said now. I don't like carried like long lasting like
Flames.
oh my god that like with when I was a kid I think it was 91 92 when Little Mermaid came out. I was like Ariel was probably my first crush period.
Oh yeah, when you start leaving games and stuff, it's
So but for gaming I just
like April O'Neil. I used to love fucking April
Yeah.
O'Neil, man.
Oh, April, Jesus Christ. That jumpsuit, that yellow jumpsuit. Redhead, oh my God.
And what was a Pink Ranger from Power Rangers?
oh
as
yeah
well.
Kimberly.
Oh, yeah. See, we can
I just
talk all
pulled that
day
out
about
of my ass for 20 years ago like it was nothing. I do like the Kimberly in the movie too, which she was in the Aladdin movie.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
I tell you about a modern one as well. I early fell in love with Motoko Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah,
From
the
I'm
movie or
actually
the
surprised.
series.
I'm surprised Juice didn't bring that one up.
I haven't had as many like anime.
Oh, my anime crushes are stupid.
We
I
stick
don't
to
have-
games. That's
We don't
what
have.
we
Yeah,
stick to.
I don't have the time to go through my anime. Crushes.
That would take too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of like any. Are we missing something? I haven't checked the chat in a while. Song Mina from Soul Calibur, I liked her.
Yeah.
Samus
I'm gonna-
though, I mean, this Samus obviously Smash 4. They were they changed some things with the new Smash, but like that was probably her pinnacle of like her sexiness.
I don't know, man. If you saw them brawl mods, you had some
Brawl
Samus
mods.
experience.
Samus has always been attractive in the once you could actually the graphics got to a point where you could appreciate.
Well, that's
that.
the thing. That's how it is for me. Like, I picked Laura because obviously they did the renders of Laura, so it wasn't the actual in-game Laura.
No, it wasn't
It was
until
those renders, and they had models and stuff player for a long time. So for me, it begins and ends with her. But as far as like my latest would probably be Chloe Frazier in Uncharted. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just her voice actor too.
Her voice.
Claudia Black.
Yeah.
Australian.
She's the one. She's the one.
Shit. I mean, Lucina won me over just in that her reveal for Smash 4 for her character reveal. I liked her in the game, Awakening, but you know, it's not like the visuals could really sell
Oh,
her
never
character.
mind. The fucking the Switch update is out now.
Oh, is it?
What? Oh shit!
Seriously?
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Let's see.
that's a good one.
Fuck, what are the odds?
Great.
I just remembered Yuri from Fatal Frame 5.
Oh, you bastard!
Okay, yeah.
Oh, what's
yeah.
that? It's raining again? Oh, darn. I gotta go in this water? No. Don't tell me I gotta go in the water.
Whatever will I do?
Oh, Jesus!
And then you get the
Christ.
Zero Suit costume.
Dude, and you pissed me off is that Juice got it first, and he would not stop
Yeah,
sharing
he
photos.
kept sharing, yeah.
It was the
Let me
most.
see if-
Photo sharing fool.
Dude,
Yeah.
it took a minute on the Wii U to share those photos, and
But and you didn't give a damn. You were like, I'm letting everybody.
I have
I'm
know.
gonna put the time in.
I think I have
I
my
went back and got those fucking costumes because that man was way too dedicated. Fucked me all the way up.
that game is fucking phenomenal.
That
Oh, yeah.
game looks really damn good for the Wii U.
That
They
needs to
did
be
a
on
lot of
Switch.
that was a
Great.
good use of like using really clever ways to make things look like amazing. Like it was like baked in lighting, but on like the leaves and the foliage. If you got close and really looked at it, it didn't hold up. But just walking through from your normal player perspective is like, holy shit! Like the
It's
leaves
nice
and shit
trickery.
look amazing, and they just found great ways to,
That
make
game's
it
my backlog.
make it look good without pushing the system. I know I thought I had some pictures
That game is in my
that.
backlog.
of all my Wii U photos. But all right, we'll get to the next question while I'm looking. And I didn't pre-read this question, so I don't know what it is. Do you think companies like EA and Activision should be sued, I guess, or should be responsible for providing loot boxes on their sports titles like FIFA to young kids who don't really know how to manage money? Yeah, I think the whole loot box thing. I mean, it's got to stop. You see videos of like an 8-year-old rolling some kind of loot box in whatever game. I don't know what game it was, and that's not. I'm not one to say video games cause people to like become violent and stuff, but if you're getting them used to gambling, like I see a problem with that.
Yeah, because you're talking about people that are still developing mentally and everything. We're talking about kids, so I think something like that definitely affects them.
Well, yeah, because I mean, in all reality, that gambling, if you do gambling in real life, it's just the same thing. You're sitting
Yeah.
down, you're clicking a button. That's what you're doing. You're not learning anything else, And
yeah,
and it sucks is like fucking those, the FIFA packs, all that bullshit. Where it's just like I know some of my friends, dude, already spent $20 on the first day. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? How the hell? $20 is a whole another game. Like,
I was watching Dashy, and he's like, "Yeah, I just spent another $70 on Mario Kart Tour." He got 3 rolls or 3 things, 3 turns out of it, and got like a bunch of duplicates. I know that's
So because you said that and stuff, because people say that the loot box is a Mario Kart, blah blah blah. Like I think Mario Kart Tour is a really fucking good game. I've been playing it this whole week, like every day, nonstop. I think it's really good. The thing is, $70. I think it's like $30, and then you got 45 crystals. Took me a couple of days of playing. You don't need to spend a fucking dime, and you can roll and shit. If you're just having fun with the game, then you don't need to spend, because it's like you said, you get like 10 rolls. I think for like $70, you get 20 rolls, some shit. But you're gonna get 20 fucking baby peaches and shit. Like, it's not worth putting money in, but it's still a really good fucking game.
Well,
I
think the way it is that Mario Kart's free, and so I don't give 2 shits on what you do, how you want to monetize it. You need to make money somehow on a free product. But to me, it's like if it's fucking paid, dude,
it's egregious.
Get
That's the
out of
problem.
here. I don't know. It's the way I see it.
It's a little filthy. It's a little filthy. That's all.
Just going through some of my photos here. These are all just from games, mostly Wii U games, where I went through the process to post to Twitter and then saved it to my phone. And there's a little Zero Suit Samus. I doesn't have as many as I remember.
But dude, that's a really good looking fucking.
I mean, look
game.
how good this character model looks. Like,
Yeah, the character model is like really.
and then you
good.
had the Zelda outfit on the other character. Like, I took a lot of screenshots of this game for sure.
We know. We know.
Oh yeah, we know.
God damn, that shit's nice.
God damn, we know.
I'm exposing myself right now.
What?
This got really weird.
Yeah,
really
like
quickly.
that's why
This is
the
therapy.
lighting in here, like it was just really well done. I mean,
Yoshio, that gets me dead.
I don't think honestly.
Did they spray paint that suit on her? I mean, jeez.
It's not realistic. How could she even got that on? It's fake.
I've seen that in cosplay, so it's
Some of
possible.
the scariest games ever, man.
It was. I played it. I made sure to play it in the dark every time I played it. Oh, we got some Xenoblade pictures. X.
Yeah, the weird Xenoblade photo.
Here's that little out of the water shot here.
The ass off that was going on in our private chat earlier, and I was like, damn. It's like I'm the waifu, dude, and I didn't even take all these fucking ass shots.
I ain't like y'all. I do it just for the thing.
The atmosphere, look at the water. Look at the effect on the water here.
You go into my
Port the fucking
photos,
game.
you won't find that shit.
That's all I'm
Here's a
gonna
little
say.
trail like this one once I get to it. Once the stream catches up.
Let's see.
A little Roddy. I don't know no, it's not Roddy Top.
Yeah,
look at that.
No,
look at that,
that's
look at that fucking
that's
water,
risky
yo.
boots.
Yeah, risky boots.
That water
Risky
and everything,
boobs is
it
what
was
you should be
dope.
saying,
Oh my-
bro. By the way, have you seen some of the character portraits in the new Shantae game?
No.
Man, you gonna be in trouble. That's all I'm gonna say.
Splatoon 1 really looks pretty bad at compared to Splatoon 2 now that's been.
It's been so
Yeah, you can
long.
definitely see the difference. Yeah.
Oh. I'm not going to hide. I'm going to, like I said, reveal some of my taste here. This little quiet photo.
Uh-oh.
Is it? I can't even tell what that was.
Oh,
Oh,
it's,
he loved
I
it.
just
Oh.
put it
Love
on.
him some quiet.
That's why I played the damn game.
Because of quiet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about Quiet.
Little rise,
she was
rise
a
of
little
the
too quiet for us. That's why you forgot.
Yeah, you know what? Quiet's I mean, I didn't play a game,
She's
but
quiet, the
damn.
character. Damn.
All right, so did we really even ask we didn't really go in too much into
Yeah,
the
the
questions,
ass of the question.
There's a chicken of Remember Me. Look that game up. I'm not telling you to. I'm saying audience. Very very nice. Remember, I don't remember her name, but the game was Remember Me by Capcom.
This is this another more recent game crush here for those that are watching.
Let's see.
Hey,
I took a lot of photos during this game.
Which is sad because Mithra is the better character.
What is
I
that?
love this photo. I love the idle animations. Here's my
Mithra
favorite,
is
though.
the best girl, and I will.
I disagree.
Yeah, Pyra's pretty nice, yo.
I know, man.
Honestly, no one gives credit to Nia, yo. Nia's nice.
Oh no, Nia is bad.
It's cool.
But fucking and Morag.
I don't want to spoil. I don't know how far everybody is, but
You should be far
definitely
enough.
not far enough. And if you're gonna talk, I'm gonna fucking. Mute
I'm just
you
gonna say
guys.
Nia.
Oh, Jesus.
Nia has a costume change.
She has a
and
change.
later in the
I was
game.
saying, Nia is way more reckless in her outfit than I thought she would.
This
be.
is
Yeah, I was.
this
very
is
surprised.
definitely for Terrell here.
best girl. Well, one of the
I love the idle
Mithra's
animations.
pretty good. Mithra's pretty good.
Well, actually,
Robert probably didn't see the third form of.
Are we done with
Poppy.
questions? Because what happened to the podcast?
Robert needs to play Torna. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna play Torna eventually.
Look how this is a
Torna-
very good screenshot.
I liked it. I like this game a lot to say. Yeah, I gotta play Torna, bro. I need more. Than
Also, you gave fuking Bridget the heart flames. That shit is
I'm
adorable.
gonna play Torna 2. I gave Xenoblade 2 a lot of shit, but I'm still gonna play Torna.
This game
again,
could look
yeah,
really
eventually,
good.
Eventually.
Yeah.
This game would go from looking like amazing to looking like it's not far from the Wii.
Dude, it
Have
looks
you played Torna, Juice?
I haven't played Torn. I should though.
No.
That's
Dude,
why he still likes Pyro.
Oh, here this sums me up pretty well here for those that are.
yo, fucking
What, Rocket League? Oh, never mind.
Pervert.
Yeah.
Alright.
That was so
That's it.
funny.
That's fine.
Yeah.
There's some funny cutscenes.
I love the fucking game. I love that. That is literally my favorite RPG.
I feel like
of this
spoiling
generation.
something though. Let's see if I got a photo here. I can.
Turn away, retro.
Oh,
I don't know if do you even have the photo of some of the later game stuff?
No, not on here. It's on.
I didn't think.
Actually, I think I know where it'd be.
Turn away, turn away.
It's the Juice After Dark.
I backed up
photo.
all my photos off the Switch.
I bet you did back it up.
Dude, I have a lot more like photos on the Switch than I remember, but I guess I usually just take at least some photos from each game I play, and it
All
just
right, here's the first photo I took.
hundreds. It's like the fuck.
Very
Let's
first
see.
photo.
Let's see.
Very dynamic lighting situation.
Oh my god, that's not that. Where the hell's the background?
That's because when you come out, like when you
blows
walk
out.
outside in real life and it's bright out, it blinds
That's
you
how it really looks.
until you get adjusted.
My eyes. Rex, you're facing the wrong way. Why do you still see it like that?
Rex Pyra.
This is like the
How
beginning.
many
That's the beginning
photos
of the
do I
game.
have? I guess
Yeah, this is early
like
game.
how-
I don't know
Nia-
though. This might she might be my overall favorite from the game. though.
Nia is probably.
What's
Nia's
her name?
Good I am.
Pandoria.
Yeah, it's like. What
I
have you
love-
seen? You
I love
don't.
Pandora.
Oh no, you got her before her glasses.
Oh,
default.
yo, I like her a lot, yo.
I forget-
Spoilers: her glasses defog.
That's
Yeah,
not
I don't
Retro
know why
Fire
did that
left.
happen. I don't understand what happened all of a sudden. It happened just randomly.
No, it didn't happen randomly. Once you've got her backstory, that's when it happened.
Oh, okay, all right. I didn't realize that's what they're trying to say.
It's the same. It's like a metaphor.
Spoilers.
Yeah,
I'm
Spoilers.
not
Don't
into
look.
light bulb headed chicks.
Well, I'm not going.
Don't look.
yeah, but dude, she
Retro.
got a nice. She got
Look
a
at
nice
her eyes.
body.
Oh,
She got a nice body.
Oh,
oh, you savage.
if you're not
Primordial.
looking at the stream, it ain't gonna. It ain't
That's
nothing.
definitely spoilers, yo.
Primordial.
Bruh, that outfit,
Don't
yo,
Spoiler.
look away.
that outfit is ridiculous.
Which one?
Retro's covering ears.
Nia.
And eyes.
Oh,
and-
Retro,
and
get this
sense
stuff off the
nose.
screen.
Oh,
Nia's,
spoilers.
Nia's.
I don't bet you Robert doesn't never even seen this.
What?
Hey,
Robert?
who's this? Oh, you're spoiling
I
it
beat-
for me now. What
What?
the fuck?
I beat the game, like I remember.
Oh,
You
well,
haven't
you talking
seen
about
this.
this?
You
Oh, yeah,
gotta
you
do a
haven't
lot of
seen-
work for this one.
Yeah, this side quest. You don't even know who this is.
Oh, I do know who that is, though.
Who is it?
I can't say it out loud, dude. We're not talking. We can't spoilers. You know, I can't
What's
say it.
what's the first letter of her name?
Oh fuck, dude! It's so obvious if you say it.
Did you get this version of her?
No, I didn't get her though.
Okay.
I know you didn't.
All
I
right,
know you
Jesus.
didn't, but what am I?
All right, Jesus.
Dang, is it all? It belongs to you or
Oh.
something?
Sipping
Probably-
sipping that Jesus
This
juice
is one of
over
my
there.
favorite moments in the entire game.
Yeah, I made the effort to get it as well.
I played fucking 60 hours.
Oh, I
bro.
know what this is. Yeah.
Is it worth it or is it just a visual thing?
It's just
Wait,
a video.
It's a new. She has a new. I don't know if it's.
I think she's
Golden
she's
moveset.
apparently a lot stronger in that type.
I
of
love
thing.
Morag without her hat on.
Wait, are you talking about the Torna stuff?
No, the other thing
Talking about the third
we just
form.
showed that we just.
Oh no,
showed.
yeah, she's absolutely broken. It's fucking ridiculous.
She's a lot stronger, but that's why I had a little bit of a struggle in the final boss.
How, sir? Well, I know how because they changed it. In the original game, he had a set level. Now his level scales with you. So you
Oh, for
couldn't-
real? That's why?
Yeah, his level scales with you now.
Oh shit.
So like literally, no matter what level you were at, he's around the same level.
Yeah.
All right, we went down memory lane here.
The cock.
Best game, best RPG on the Switch. I don't give a fuck what anyone tells me.
Well,
Mm.
I agree. I mean, what other RPG?
And what else is there?
Like,
There's a lot of RPGs.
There's a lot of RPGs. That's not even a.
Yeah, but I think that's not even to
So
me.
what do you guys think of
it's-
old Sean Layden announcing his departure from PlayStation?
He's been there for like 3 years. Wasn't he? I don't understand.
It's been
Sean
longer than
Layden.
that.
Who was that?
I didn't even know.
I
who
never
he-
even heard that fucking
Is
name.
that the guy that always wears the tight ass suits?
yeah.
No, he's the main.
got
He's
no-
the guy that came out when
he
they're
got no
in
neck and shit?
the intermission for that weird E3, and he's like, "Yeah, we're just they were chatting with him while they were changing
Last of Us?
venues." Yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but
think-
he was.
I
But
thought
he
I thought that.
did that long. Like
I
as
thought that was
position?
something new. I thought that was he already.
I don't
I
know.
think the last time we saw him, I think was last time I remembered him was at the Game Awards when Reggie was there as well, and
Yeah.
Phil
I thought his
Phil
retirement was
Spencer.
talked about for a
Phil
while
Spencer.
now.
This also seems really quick because he's only been
He
president
hasn't
for a
been there
few
very
Yeah,
years.
that's what I'm saying. He
Uh,
hasn't been for very
No
long.
one, no one gives.
He's
a
getting ready
shit.
for the Apple merger. He's getting out of there before that happens.
Whoa!
Sorry, Sony fans.
He's like, I gotta go.
All right. Well, I think
Apple finna
we
buy
can,
that shit.
Robert's got to do a stream, so I think we can get some quick final thoughts and get out of here.
Okay.
So,
Sprinkle some crack on him. Get out of here.
Robert, you wanna lead us off, or
Go watch my latest back of the backlog. I quite liked it. I enjoy doing it, and
You clocked it. What?
no, I
Quite did.
quite
Quite-
enjoy doing it. And
What's up with English tonight, guys?
and this Wednesday I'm gonna have a video of my gaming crushes, and I think it's pretty funny. So check it out when I do that.
can't
And
wait.
that's it.
You bet.
Oh my god.
That was pretty subdued. Are you all right?
Yeah.
Oh shit. You all right? Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like you just took your medication and you got to be bad.
Oh shit.
He took his ADHD medication. He's about to pass out.
Oh shit. Chill out, yo. Oh.
Bye.
Have a good one. Bye.
Fuck. I see Robert over here. Robert's over in the corner just waving.
Fucking T.
You all right, Raven? You all right, Robert? Mm-hmm.
T's always fucking with me. Fucking asshole.
All right,
I'm gonna give him a real mohawk.
Retro, you listening, or you tune us out?
I'm listening.
balls.
Again. I'm listening again.
What's your final thoughts there, bud?
I like, man, it was hilarious this week. I think if we didn't lose all our female viewers before, we definitely did tonight. This shit went like all over the place, man. But
It wasn't my fault. That's all I'm gonna say.
So I guess the final thing I'll just say is that for people who didn't try it out, try out Mario Kart Tour. You didn't have to pay a thing, and it's really a great game. It makes me feel like I'm controlling Mario Kart 64 kind of because of the way with the touch controls and shit way it's done. So I've been having fun with it. So it's to people, try it out and don't be afraid. You won't be forced to pay money.
Yeah, I didn't think you were forced. I just know that it's pretty tempting for people, and it's like that's what mobile gamers want. So I don't blame.
But the sad
Nintendo.
thing, it's like you said, it's not tempting though. You get jack shit for
I knew-
Nintendo's really bad with that stuff. I would say like just like with Fire Emblem, they're really bad at it. But we all know that Terrell, he like took like a second mortgage and shit on the house to spending that money in that game and shit. But Nintendo's really bad at that.
Robert. I mean, Retro. You like having long hair, buddy. That's all I'm
You
gonna
getting reckless. You getting reckless.
The fuck.
I'm gonna take away that. I'm gonna take away your rock star status real quick.
Nice.
All right, Terrell, why don't you give your thoughts since you're cutting? in there?
Good podcast, good people.
Wow, that's kind of some shade at the end.
Since you're talking, you might as well
That shit
just
too.
keep it going.
Jesus Christ.
I'm back
all
at
I'm
the
gonna
backlog.
Yeah,
Tell
Everybody's
Robert
wrong.
how much you
Everybody's
love
wrong.
his theme song.
I mean, I do. I like the theme song a lot. I just don't.
I don't hear it in your voice. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you really?
Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest out. son.
I love this running thing we got going on here.
We're gonna
Terrell
keep this
hates
up until
Robert
I'm
now.
dead. Yeah, I'm secretly plotting against him. I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna Metacritic his channel later.
You're gonna review bomb your channel too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go buy some bots and fuck your shit all up.
Yeah.
Good podcast, good people. This shit went left so fucking quickly, and it was not my fault. Just wanted to be said, Juice is a fucking problem, and I hope you guys realize that now. Last thing is that I think Retro put it in our personal chat about the new My Hero game. One realization I came to last night is Bandai is a piece of shit company when it comes to making anime games. Other than that, have a good night, everybody.
All right, T, why don't you take it away?
Great podcast, fellas. Damn, I had something I wanted to throw out there, but now I can't remember because all the buffoonery that's going on here.
Don't act like you didn't contribute.
Yeah, I did contribute though. Daemon X Machina is a pretty good game, y'all. Pretty good game. I'm
The
enjoying
fuck
the
is
hell out of
that?
it.
That sounds like some mystery shit.
Yeah. You just can't play it without them. Oh, I guess they said that they stopped taking your money, but some people said they still are copyrighting your videos and flagging them and whatnot. So
Yeah.
so
Isn't it marvelous?
yeah, like I don't care because I don't really make any money on YouTube like that, so I don't care. But I can't really hate on anybody who does care. Putting time into videos, I mean, it is your job, you know, so it is. But for me, I don't care. God damn it! Why can't I remember what I want to say? Because it's really stinking good. Now I can't remember what it was, and I'm pissed.
Everyone just sing Robert's theme song and
Oh,
he'll remember.
yeah,
Untitled Goose Game, yo. That was really good.
Untitled
The
Goose
goose
Game.
is loose, which was funny because Juice named that part that, and no one talked about the game in that podcast.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
I
was just see when I started typing, because I go back and forth from Juice opinions, it saves whatever the last thing I did. I started typing the Juice is loose, and it popped up like episode like 240 something, and I just clicked it and changed the number.
What?
I didn't realize it said the goose is loose.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
That
I thought
is
you did that on
crazy.
purpose.
No, I did that when that game was announced.
purpose too.
I thought it was totally.
I did it
on
one
purpose.
time
I
before
was
when
like, well, that's really clever.
they first showed the game. It was like the highlight of the Indie Direct, so that's what I named that podcast afterwards. And it just happened to come up automatically basically when the game was coming out, and it's fun watching people play it, but I've already watched too many people play like the first area, where it probably wouldn't be as fun for me to play it now that I've seen it being played so much. But anyway,
I played it in video.
Just to close out, I've bought a lot of games in the last week and a half. I would say like 12 or 13. It's insane. Limited Run is in love with me right now. They've been in my wallet. I've got Turok and Turok 2 coming. I got Blazing Chrome and River City Girls all coming physical copies. I love that. I love it. That's why I made the comment on Twitter about Limited Run being the best thing in a long time in gaming. So yeah, so I'm just gonna do a video showing my pickups because I don't really do that. I should do that more. But so look out for that. And
You're gonna be making those every day.
I know, right? But yeah, go watch my Daemon X Machina video and unbox it. Shameless plug.
I started watching it, and then I was at work, and then I was like, I got busy, and I forgot to. I still haven't seen what's in that.
It's a two camera setup, man. I had to edit around two cameras. That's hard work.
Because we were slow at work, I was like, I'll watch this, and then all of a sudden got busy, and then I forgot. So I got to finish that.
Nobody unboxing it is that good, you know.
All right,
I don't know, man. Have you seen Unboxed Therapy? Get the fuck out of here, man.
All right, we got to get to Clocked It. We got to get out of here.
I'm out. Peace.
Clocked It. Final thoughts?
Yeah. Crazy ass podcast. I don't know what quite happened, but I might as well continue with it. I completely forgot about Liara to Sony from the Mass Effect series. I fucking loved Liara in her shit. I mentioned Primrose, who I loved in Octopath Traveler. And who else was I thinking of? Sobusa from Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I fucking loved in there.
Oh, yeah, she's nice.
Oh, my gosh.
I said it's Sobusa or something. I thought it.
Tsubasa.
Tsubasa.
I called her Sobusa. I mean, I think that's how they actually pronounce her name in Japanese in the game. So it's
Fucking
Sobusa.
Americans, I swear, yo.
But she had like this one nice white dress. My God, so I used to wear it all the time.
You about to get married?
I got some screenshots for that as well on my.
Give you a baby.
But I recently completed Link's Awakening. I loved it. Yeah, it's got a few niggles, but I absolutely fucking fell in it. I had goosebumps at the end.
What?
Niggles?
What? Niggles.
I never heard that.
What did you
before.
call me?
You heard me, Niggle?
I knew this was gonna happen. I knew it was gonna happen.
I just didn't know the word.
It's all right, Retro. You don't need to know the word.
It's a British thing. You won't understand.
Just know if you come to New York and say that word, you'll get shot. That's all.
Yeah, shut up, you French niggle. Anyway,
Jeez, that almost sounds worse.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
You'll get
Whoa,
shot or you
Nelly.
become a famous rapper. One of the two.
But I'm not a rapper though.
yeah,
Or
link
both.
to
You
it.
get shot
I
and you
know.
become a famous rapper, then you get shot.
Don't mess with my niggles, my nigga.
All right,
All
let's
right,
go.
all right, it's nothing.
I don't know what I'm gonna play next. I don't have anywhere near as many games as T, although I would absolutely kill River City Girls.
61 physical Switch games and counting. Oh, help me.
Yeah, so that'd be good. But yeah, no, that's it for me. I'm done. Cool.
All right. So yeah, interesting, fun podcast. Good questions. So we need those refilled for next week. So appreciate those. If you guys get on the Discord and submit some. And yeah, I don't got a whole lot to add. Playing slowly replaying Astral Chain, missions. I spent an hour on file 3. And I went through that thing thoroughly. I was like, all right, got this, 100%. Get to the end, I missed one, halfway through. I was like, fuck. Do I have to replay? I know you can jump to the first section. Some have a middle section, and an end section has breaks it up into the individual, what do they call them? Cases.
Case, yeah.
So hopefully I can just start at the second or third one, but there's some long ass fucking chapters, especially when you're trying to find all the cases. I spent over an hour just on file 3, and it's
You get your money's worth.
I'm overpowered now, so it's a lot easier. But there's still those damn enemies that are just you get caught, get hit, and then it's you get hit 5-6 more times before you can do anything. And that especially that guy with the long blade, and he twirls around. If you get hit in the first
Ultra
one,
combo.
if you get hit in the first one, I mean you're just stuck in the animation. You're just getting hit. But it's cool because you replay the files without starting the game over. So I'm playing file 2, and it's like, oh, there's something I need, the Arm Legion, and it's like, oh, you couldn't even got to that case on your first playthrough. It's designed so that you couldn't have gotten it 100% the first playthrough. So. And you can replay. I didn't realize you could just go back and replay chapters at will. I waited till I beat the game, and I was like, oh, can I go back?
Oh, you didn't know that?
Yeah, you just go back and it takes you right to the PC again. So I'm gonna definitely. I don't know if I'll be able to find every one. I might have to do a little walkthrough to find some. And then there's the toilets in each file that you get a piece of paper of some kind of, and then there's a ghost in the woman's bathroom or men's bathroom that. I don't know what you get when you get them all collected. So just little stuff like that. I'm torn. Like I said, Dragon Quest XI is a possibility for me. I've been toying with the idea of picking up Soul Calibur 6. I don't, on PS4, Xbox One is $20 fucking. On Steam it's $60, and then that T has that site that you can buy digital games cheap. But I don't know, man. I got so many sites, so many logins. Ask for your street address and all this information.
Insane.
So I don't know if I'm gonna do it, but yeah, I think if I don't get Dragon Quest, Luigi's Mansion 3 probably be my next purchase.
Well, if you get it on Xbox, that is Soul Calibur. You just get the Game Pass $2.
Yeah.
Let's do that, and we'll play for 2 months and peace out on it.
Yeah, we'll probably play it once or twice total.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I know Robert's got to get out. He's got a stream he's doing tonight. So appreciate everybody for tuning in. And like I said, get some more questions for us next week, and we'll see you then. Peace.